intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
It's a flying object, and we don't know what it is. I would hope somebody is checking it out.
With the rockets or whatever, but incredibly fast, opposite direction. They were too fast to be an airplane.
I'm glad the Pentagon is looking at this, because if it poses a threat, I want them on top of it.
Well, the craft generates its own gravitational field.
You said there's lights in the sky?
The internet has become the command center for criminals and terrorists.
911, what's your emergency? I need help, please help me!
Aliens won't let it happen. You know, that's what we're instructed to say.
Roswell, Area 51. Alien kept deep under the ground.
1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 6, 3, 2, 9, 7.
Media doesn't have your best interest in mind. The government is self-serving. You're here for a reason. You're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. Broadcasting live from a secret bunker just off the extraterrestrial highway. Somewhere in the desert sands outside of Las Vegas. From somewhere in space-time, loosely labeled Generation X on planet Earth. And asking questions of you in earnest into the digital darkness. Yo ho, yo ho. Welcome to Troubled Minds Radio. What's up, guys? I'm your host, Michael Strange, and we're back. A bit of a hiccup on Friday. Sometimes you feel less than the weather. Sometimes you feel better. Sometimes it doesn't make a difference at all. But I just got some rest. I'm good. Everything's fine, and we're back. And we got some stuff to talk about tonight, of course, as usual. It's what we do. It's a talk show after all. And what this talk show is about, if you find yourself here in a bizarre, wayward manner and you have no idea how, let me explain. No, too much. Let me sum up for you Princess Bride fans. We're going to sum up. And what we talk about is aliens. We talk about conspiracy. We talk about the paranormal. We talk about everything in between. We talk about the 24-hour news cycle. We talk about the government. We talk about academia. We talk about the technocracy and the surveillance state and 1984 and Big Brother and how it relates to us today. That's pretty much the things we talk about. And among other things, as they kind of cross our path. Basically what we do here on this show is we look at all the things in the news cycle and the things that they're not talking about, the things that they won't touch, the thing they don't want to have anything to do with. Well, guess what? That's pretty much our lane. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. That's hopefully that's why you guys are here too, because you hear some stuff here you don't hear anywhere else. And speaking of that, we are also, we do one thing that many others do not, and I think it's an advantage. Well, number one, we have no commercials, which is fantastic. So we have no sponsors to appease, so we can actually say anything we want. That includes you, and I'll get to that in just a second. But that means if I run wayward of the mainstream narrative, I can't get canceled, right? I cannot get canceled because, nobody pays the bills but me, right? So we can say what the hell we want, and I can, of course, like Joe Murgia said, if you pay the bills, you can say whatever you want, right? If you write the checks, and it's true. So that's the good thing. So we have no FCC breathing down our necks. You might catch an F-bomb now and then. It happens. Well, whatever. But anyway, to get to the important part about you. And whatever you want to say, you can be on this show. This show's live. We do this live. It's Tuesday night, and let's see. I don't know, June. What's the date? June 20. I never know the day. COVID land. June 23rd. So if you're listening on June 23rd and it's the evening time, guess what? We're live, and you can be part of the show. which the whole point of that whole long blah blah diatribe, the opening intro is that we're live, and you guys can call in and be part of the show anytime you want. 702-957-1037 is the phone number. You can click the Discord link, and you can find both the Discord and the phone number on troubledminds.org. So just go straight to the website, and that's the official website. You find the phone number on the top right, and the Discord link there as well. And Discord is a chat client and a voice client, and all of those things combined. So if you want to do that, it kind of allows you to dodge some long distance charges if you're into that, or if you're not into that, or however the case may be. So there we go. That's how this thing starts. That's what this is about. And okay, so the way this works after that is we're going to do shout outs in just a sec. So we read the chat. We're streaming on Mixer. We got some bad news about Mixer in just a sec, but we're streaming on Mixer. We've got streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, streaming on Twitch, streaming on what did I miss? DLive, basically streaming on Periscope, which is Twitter. We're streaming all over the damn place. So basically, you put all your eggs in one basket, and they take you down, and you're done. Well, we don't do that. We're everywhere. Like I said, you can't stop us. You can only hope to contain us. Okay, but so that's what we're doing. So we'll read the chat as we go. So if you guys want to be part of the conversation, just type in the chat. I'll read as much as I can. But the best way to get on the show is one more time to call that phone number, 702-957-1037. We'll put you on the show, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I mean that. I really mean that. So we have some things, as always, we have some things set aside, kind of an agenda on the show, right? Not really like a brainwashing type of agenda, not like that, like some topics, right? Some pre-selected. But if you guys take over the show with phone calls, it's yours. It's your show. So I'm just here to really start the conversation, and yeah, there we go. I think I beat that dead horse just long enough. And let's see. Let's get on my windows up so I can see everything here. Let's see. Phone call little thing is up. Everything's up. Everything seems to be working. Okay, good. Let's do shout outs. So we're going to do shout outs, and then we'll get to some news, and then we'll get to a topic. Topic tonight's going to be there's some breaking news regarding the UFO stuff. There's some Senate budget considerations for next year for 2021, and notably they have a little blurb in there about unidentified aerial phenomena. So we'll get to that in the second hour, maybe a little bit past that. We'll see how the conversation goes. But it's yeah. So there's a disclosure's back. It's here again in official government documents, and there's more than one. There's another one from our buddy John Greenwald. So we'll pull that up and talk about that as well. And some other basically when you get government documents and they're talking about UFOs basically, and possible funding down the line. Yeah, it's definitely a conversation to have. So there we go. So let's do that's what we're going to get to tonight. That's what's on deck. We'll do news, and then right now we're going to do shout outs. So what's up? We got Eric from Pittsburgh gets first on Facebook. How are you, buddy? Thanks for showing up tonight. We got Joe from Florida gets a close second. Hello. Damn you, Eric, you beat me. There you go. Take that, sucker. Take that, says Joe. Fred, what's up? Thanks for being here tonight. Fred from Arizona. Christopher, greetings, fellow Earthlings. How are you? Thanks for being here. We got William from Singapore. Hello. Thanks for showing up. Josh, I don't hear anything. Is that right? No. You should hear something. Holy shit. Would somebody... No, you hear something. Yeah, when it started, you didn't hear. What's up, Josh? Thanks for being here. Justin, my dog died Saturday. I miss her more than anything. Hope tonight's show can help me take my mind off her for a little bit. Yeah, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, Justin. Thanks for being here tonight. I had that happen in December as well. I'm fresh off of that. It was not a pleasant experience. Yes. Okay, there we go. Josh says, yes, you hear something now. Thank you. Glad you can hear me. Mark, what's up? Mark on Facebook. Thanks for showing up. We got Kelly. Kelly says, nature always wears the colors of the spirit, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Great quote. Thanks, Kelly, for showing up. Good evening. Hello. We got Sherry. Hello, Sherry. How are you? Thanks for being here tonight. We got Paul. We got, let's see. What else do we got? We got, who else did I get? I got Joe. I got John. What's up? Let's talk about furries. Let's not talk about furries. Let's not talk about... Please don't make me talk about furries. If you want to talk about furries, you're welcome, though, because whatevs, right? You can't call into any other place and talk about furries, so... yeah, as long as they're of age. All right, there we go. Let's see. Sherry says, I want to talk about the lead cowboy on Yellowstone. I don't know what that is. So at some point, I guess we should probably get into that. I have no idea. Again, you're always welcome to call. So if you want to be part of the conversation, there's the phone number. I'm going to put it up. There you go. Blah, blah. I won't read it again. I'm going to read it as we go, but there's your phone number if you want to talk about that, Sherry. Or you can get on Discord as well. Kurt, what's up? Thanks for being here. We got, Timothy, Tinfoil Timothy University. How you doing on YouTube? Thanks for being here tonight. Robert, how you doing, buddy? 3 weeks. Like Mars? 3 weeks? What's the 3? Every week you say 3 weeks, man. You're creeping me out. You need to elaborate. Well, let's see. What's up? We got, who else do we got? Well, we survived June 21st. We did. We survived, right? That really wasn't the end. That was more of like an excuse to, look at some weird weather and shit. Let's see. What else do we got? Yeah, tag it up, guys. Share it. Get some people out here. Appreciate that. We got, let's see. Pamin from California. Pamin, sorry if I said that wrong. Hello, thanks for being here tonight. We got, let's see. I think, there you go. Okay, we got it. Okay, and then let's see. We got this. We got Eric Eric from Pittsburgh also gets first on YouTube. Look at that. He's like double duty. We got Eli from Washington. Thanks for being here tonight. We got Noble Cal L gets first on Mixer. And as always, he's hosting us on Mixer. And again, thank you to Noble Cal L for also funding the Discord there. He gives us a boost on our Discord, and we get some extra special functionality. So that if you notice that's because of him. So give your thanks to Noble Cal L for Mixer. Appreciate that. And we'll talk about Mixer in just a sec. It's some sad news rather, but okay. And then we got Bailey. What's up, Bailey on YouTube? Thanks for being here. We got Michael from Pittsburgh, I believe. He says Tom DeLonge is a psyop. It doesn't mean he's lying though. Okay, that's a way to kick it off with a bang. Bailey says you think so, and then Michael says psyop can just mean perception management. What's up, Paul from Texas? Thanks for showing up tonight. Penny from the UK. Hello, how are you? And I think that catches us up, except for Nikki. What's up, Nikki? I see you there. Nikki, thanks for showing up. Nikki from New Zealand. Am I right? Yeah, I think I'm right. Yeah. So, sorry again about the dog. That's terrible. Like again, when I say dogs are better than people, I mean that. There's a lot of bad people in the world, and there's a lot fewer bad dogs in the world. So, definitely a sad thing. So, yeah, give some love to the guys who the folks who just lost their dog, including me. December was a rough month. Okay, so let's see. What do we got? I think that catches us up. Again, if you guys want you have comments, drop them in, and we'll read them as we go. We'll do all the things that we normally do. And if you want to be part of the show, one more time before I read the news, I'm gonna call this out, and we'll one more time. This is your show. So if you want to talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about, this is definitely the place to do it. So you can give me a phony name, and you can tell me a phony. Well, don't tell me phony stories. Tell me something real. Why would you give me a phony name and tell me a phony story? That would be terrible. One or the other, anyway. But it is your show. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troublelines.org, and let's go. Let's do it. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's go to the news. All right. I picked out tons of news because we have tons of stuff to talk about. It's weird, right? Like I'm pretty on top of the news cycles, I think. And when something happens, or I miss a show, I'm not here for the 1 day a week. I cut a day out. Like the news just stacks up. It's crazy, right? And once again, right? This is the thing that drives me the most insane about the news cycles is that if you go look, you can find news. But if you don't, you just turn on, the usual suspects. You get the same crap they were talking about a year ago, right? The same crap you were talking about 2 years ago. It's the same garbage. Anyway, here we go. We're gonna start with live science, and we're gonna start with UFOs because why the hell not, right? Live Science reports this. I know many of you saw this. There was a Japanese UFO, right? This kind of hit social media about 5 days ago when this was reported, right? I'm going to link this. As always, I drop my links in the chat, so if you guys want to follow up and check my sources, please do, because don't ever trust me or anybody that you hear in any capacity anymore ever, please, because they're probably deep state, psyop robots with phony voices they've ripped from somebody else. So you never know. Just make sure you triple check everything, please, and at least double check me because, well, I'm giving you the links. I'm making it easy on you. Okay, but here we go. So let's start with this. Live Science. They had a livescience.com reports that there was a UFO over Japan. Okay, just this past week, and the headline here is "It's Not Ours. Government denies knowledge of strange UFO over Japanese city." So it looks like a weather balloon, but the Japanese Meteorological Society Agency denies it's theirs. Funny how your mind has an autocorrect too. Japan Meteorological Agency, not Society. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So okay. So it's not. Let's skip the cheeky intro. So the origin is the strange balloon-like UFO that appeared in the sky over the city of Sendai, Japan, June 17th around 7 a.m. local time remains a mystery. A full day after its sudden arrival. Let's see. Yep, we're at full screen. Okay. And the object looked like a large white unmanned balloon attached to two crossed propellers, according to news reports. The UFO lingered in the sky, largely motionless for several hours before drifting over the Pacific Ocean, AFP reported. And here's a photograph. So let's, or actually a video off Twitter. So let's play this. Let's play some of this, and we can kind of see what's going on here. I'll mute it. But you see there's a white object in the sky. Definitely looks like a balloon. You got the daytime sliver of the moon in the background there. Definitely some sort of balloon, or I think this is one of those cases we can actually write this UFO off as an actual weather balloon. What do you think? Even though the climate people, or not the climate, the meteorological people, whatever, are saying they're denying it. That government says it's not theirs. The other guys say it's not theirs. So yeah, there we go. We'll play this a couple more times so you can see it as they zoom in. But it's just basically just what appears to be just a kind of a white balloon, way the hell up there, way the hell out there, and they're trying to trying to identify where this thing came from. Bizarre, right? Funny that if we had full incredible transparency in everything we ever did with the government and these other agencies, it would be easy to find out, wouldn't it? It would definitely be easy to find out. But it's not that simple, is it? It's really not that simple. So there we go. In case you guys saw this, this is reported by Reuters India. Yeah, okay. So the weather balloon seems like the obvious explanation. They are widely available for purchase. A spokesperson from the Sendai Bureau of the Japan Meteorological Agency told AFP that it's not ours. In his daily press briefing later that day, Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshidi Suga also denied any knowledge of the balloon's origin, according to AFP. So again, right, is this the government lying? Is it just an innocuous weather balloon, or is this the reptilians here, guys? What do you think? I think we can probably write this one off as not quite a UFO, even though, oddly enough, before I saw it, so the reason I bring this up now, this was 5 days ago, but a couple days prior, when it happened, or maybe the day before, I was seeing headlines of UFO over Japanese city, right? And you notice they have like the quote UFO. So we've turned ourselves into again clickbait, right? That's why we do this. That's why we talk about it in the way that we do, because you can never really line it up, can you? If you read a headline, you're screwed. You got to read the actual meat and potatoes, and even then they try and spin the shit out of you. So anyway, there we go. If you guys saw this, let's hear from you. What do you think about this? Is it definitely a weather balloon, or do you think that's interdimensional? What do you think? Aliens? You think that's whatever it is? I have no idea. Let's see. Bailey says, is this a new DARPA balloon project? And it could be, right? I think that's the thing, is that the government will never really tell us, for one. They were using that balloon up in Antarctica, remember? Anita? And that's how they found the particles. What were they called? It'll come to me in a sec. But they found those particles actually coming out of the planet instead of from space. And so they were using a balloon there. So, I mean, scientific agencies use this. It doesn't have to be like a government thing. Like they said, they're widely available for purchase. So this could be like just some private joker, who knows, strapped a GoPro up there and he's hoping to maybe retrieve it somehow in the Pacific Ocean. Who knows, right? Anyway, the speculation, that's what we do. It's part of what we do. And there we go. Let's see. Let's read some comments, and then we'll keep on moving here. So we got, let's see. Paul, what's up, Paul? Paul from New Hampshire. Thanks for being here. So people are playing the disclosure card again. What did I miss, Mike? It wasn't the balloon. That was yeah. We're about. You didn't miss anything yet. Basically, we're talking about the balloon in Japan, and we're going to get to disclosure tonight. We'll get there again. It's another layer of disclosure, or again, promised disclosure. So whatever that means, right? Or no, maybe not a promise. You'll see. We'll get there. Kelly thinks that balloon is definitely swamp gas. I'm going to go with ball lightning on this one, just because it's got the right size and shape for ball lightning, and it's in the air. So John says a spy balloon. Let's see. Justin says a giant snot bubble. I'm not sure about that. Timothy says it could be cheapskate aliens. Yeah, right. They're trying to save on the intergalactic budget there. Yeah, maybe. I have no idea. Yeah, no idea. Let's see. Robert wants to know why the balloon has a tail. I don't know. I have no idea. That's funny. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, there we go. There's where we're starting tonight. DARPA maybe. Who knows? This is in Japan, so who knows what the hell's going on over there. But it did get some headlines. I saw it on Twitter just a little bit, and then of course when people read the articles, they're like, nah. Nah, not a UFO. Okay, here we go. Now here's the bad news I was talking about when we were discussing Mixer there. So Mixer is a platform we stream on. It's Microsoft's streaming platform. It's how they do video games there, right? So you can stream and do your thing, kind of like Twitch. Well, unfortunately, this is reported by Eurogamer.net, and this was first pointed out to me by Noble Kal-El, who's actually watching on Mixer right now. He showed me this a couple days ago, and yes, unfortunately, Microsoft will be shutting down Mixer. So if anybody used that, it was built into Xbox for live streaming. I don't know if anybody plays Xbox. I do from time to time, and I don't stream because, well, that's too much streaming. But it's it's a little bit sad. So instead, here we go. Let's read some of this just as some news. So we're going to be pretty soon here. We're going to be chopping down one, and we won't be streaming on Mixer anymore because, well, it won't be available. So that kind of sucks. What's up, Elizabeth? Thanks for showing up tonight. Okay, so Microsoft will be shutting down its struggling video game live streaming platform Mixer on the 22nd of July and partnering with Facebook Gaming in its stead. So there we go, right? One technocratic overlord to the other. So let me pour a beer here. What's the difference, right? Does anybody really care? I think given the two, given the choice that I know Microsoft has Bing and does ads and kind of similar business model to Google or Facebook, but not quite in the spyware level game of Google or Facebook. So given the choice, I prefer Mixer just because, less spyware is always better. But unfortunately, we don't have the choice. So we're gonna lose Mixer, and there you go. Just an FYI. Probably many of you don't really care, but I don't know how many people we have following on Mixer at this point, but it was growing. Like everything's growing, right? Like I think if you have an honest conversation, whether you have the answers or not, people want to have it because there's no honest conversations anymore. Yeah. So anyway, there we go. So Mixer initially launched in 2016 under the name Beam. Blah blah. Like I said, so on and so forth. But anyway, so they're shutting it down on July 22nd. So we got like another month, and that's really it. So wait, no. What the hell day it is? What the hell month is it? Yeah. We got another month. Okay. So anyway, there we go. Mixer. That's the bad news about Mixer. I'll move on from that. Many people don't care, but just whatevs. Whatevs, yeah. Microsoft says soft says Michael. Yeah, still right. Like soft spyware. I'm not sure what you mean. Elizabeth says I'm being censored. Yeah, exactly. Kelly says welcome to the club. Yeah, you're definitely in the right place because it's that's what we do here. We say just enough that we get. I don't know if we're totally shadow banned yet, but I'm certain our reach is being limited. But I think it probably happens to everybody, right? And I think that's part of the problem. That's part of the conversation. That's part of why we do it this way. And it's part of why we're eventually going to get shut down, right? And we're racing at relevance, racing the technocrats to relevance. And if we can't make it before enough of you guys hear about it, then I'll be talking to myself. That's the way it'll go. That's the way this works. That's the way the game works. Okay, so anyway, let's go to scinews.com. Now this is pretty cool. This is there's some interesting stuff that came out in the last several days, like the last week, talking about space news, like actual science and actual science. Hey, So here we go. Sci-news.com. Ocean worlds may be common in our Milky Way galaxy. So I when I saw this, I was like, yeah, like this isn't something you see every day, so this is pretty cool. So we got some other space news. We'll finish up with some space news and before we get to the other stuff, the disclosure stuff. But the crazy part is, like, you don't hear this type of information every day. So it seems like they're heating up with some information. I don't know if it's because or like maybe school's out, like the academics and the papers are hitting hard and heavy. I have no idea. Like, if somebody can explain to me why suddenly there's all this space news coming out that's decent and not just a bunch of garbage, then I'd like to know. I don't really know. Okay, so let's see. What else? Let's see. William says, what about BitChute? BitChute, no censorship there. Yeah, I think I don't think you can stream there. So as soon as we can stream there, we'll definitely be streaming there. But on BitChute, you have to do it's got like a limit. You have to edit your videos and then re-upload. And there's tons of well, not edit. Like I guess I could just rip them from YouTube and re-upload them over there. But the problem is that they have serious upload issues. If you don't believe me, go to I've been paying close attention to BitChute. Go to Reddit and check the BitChute subreddit, and you'll see there's like people are on there just incessantly bitching. They can't even upload like a 10-minute video. See what I did there? Bitching, BitChute. Anyway, every time I read that, I'm a what's a BitChute? No, it's not like that. It's BitChute. Yeah, okay, there we go. yeah, Clyde is on. Yeah, you're probably better to go listen to Clyde, Elizabeth, to be perfectly honest. He's way better than I am. So I'll listen to him afterward anyway. Oh, speaking of, there's actually, if anybody listens to Clyde Lewis, I just saw this on Facebook, literally just now before we started. He's going to paywall his catalog. So you used to be able to just download his stuff or listen to it directly right on SoundCloud, very much like we do. For the podcast stuff anyway, but he's literally paywalling everything. So everything from here on out, you're going to have to actually pay to listen to it. So if you can't get it live, I'm not sure where to go after that. So yeah. So anyway, just a Clyde Lewis. If anybody listens to Ground Zero, he's fantastic. Okay, but anyway, back to this. SciNews.com. Ocean worlds may be common. So a team of U.S. astronomers has calculated internal heating rates for 53 terrestrial exoplanets, and found all of them are likely to have volcanic activity at their surfaces, and that at least 26% could be ocean worlds, with the majority similar in structure to the icy moons of our solar system's giant planets. Here we go. So we got, let's read some of this. Let's see. Plumes of water erupt from Europa and Enceladus, so we can tell that these bodies have subsurface oceans beneath their ice shells. Now, do they have energy that drives the plumes, which are two requirements for life as we know it, said Dr. Lene Quick, a planetary scientist at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. She continues, so if we're thinking about these places as being possibly habitable, maybe bigger versions of them in other planetary systems are habitable too. So as we get more and more data back, this is me now, no, clearly not the article, but I'll read some of that more of this in a sec. We're starting to find more and more likely versions of life-bearing planets out there, right? So odd, like I said, there's a lot of this that just came out in the last week or 10 days. It's crazy. So here's one. So they're talking about just ocean planets, okay? Which is amazing. So if we're thinking about these, I read that. So Dr. Quick and colleagues from NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, Planetary Science Institute, and the University of Idaho decided to explore whether there are planets similar to Europa and Enceladus in the Milky Way. And could they, too, be geologically active enough to shoot plumes through their surfaces that one day could be detected by telescopes? So they sought to determine how much energy each one could be generating, blah, blah. Science, as soon as I start reading, like I said, you can click on the paper. As always, there's papers here. So I'm going to link the paper if you guys are interested in reading the entire paper itself. As a rule, I don't read this on on stream because I'll put you guys to sleep. But there we go. There's the forecasting rates of volcanic activity on terrestrial exoplanets and implications for pyrovolcanic activity on extrasolar ocean worlds. And the other reason I don't read these papers on the stream is because I can't pronounce half the words. So there we go. If you guys want it, there's the paper itself, and that's crazy, right? So we have let's see, at least 26% could be ocean worlds. That's crazy. 53 terrestrial exoplanets and 26% could be ocean worlds is what they found in this study. So crazy enough, what do you find? You find life in bizarre places, don't you? Kind of like if you look at Star Wars and some of the science fiction, right? Star Trek and the rest of this, you get these ocean worlds. Even in, remember, on speaking of science fiction a little bit, with we had, what's his name? Interstellar. Remember they went down and they were next to Gargantuan, the black hole? Spoiler alert on a 10-year-old movie. But they go down to the planet, and there was like these gigantic waves that were like, I don't know, like thousands of feet tall, right? So they were kind of like on a planet that seemed to have no water, but then suddenly you had like this gigantic wave that, of course, was being tossed around by the gravitational pull of the star or the black hole. Anyway, fun stuff to think about. But what do you guys think? Is do you think we have planets out there with intelligent aquatic life? And if that's the case, do you think they could ever what do you say, like put together technology that could communicate with us through I don't know, through the ocean. I don't even know how that would work, right? Like we're kind of thinking about our world upside down, or the literal upside down. If you start technology underwater first, evolve underwater, and it's a complete ocean planet, I think we got problems. I think we got serious problems. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. What's up? Yes, there we go. Let's see. Michael says, I bet there's a world of farts. That'd be pretty sweet. You mean methane? Nothing but methane? Like cows everywhere? It could be. I wouldn't surprise you. Wouldn't surprise me anyway. Let's see. Who else do we got? Who am I missing? What's up, Bill? Thanks for showing up tonight. Okay, there we go. So ocean worlds, more common in our Milky Way galaxy. So what do you think? European space dolphins? Let me see. I think I have an article talking about European space dolphins. Let's pull that up here, and we'll talk about that. And I think that this is exactly what they're really after here. I already got that one. Come on, let's find the links. Yeah. Thumbs ups, guys, on YouTube if you got them. Appreciate that. I know we got one hater who shows up every week to give me a thumbs down and leave. Or maybe it's one of you guys. if you want it better, tell me what you want. We'll talk about it. Let's see. There it is. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go with this. So this kind of fits into the theme, and this is exactly what they're talking about. This is from universalside.com. I'm linking this, and we'll talk about this. And as it continues, and see what they have to say about this. Here we go. This is, again, from universalside.com, linking it, and European space whales. Anyone? You thought I was kidding, right? So this is actually an older article from September 6, 2018. But this is exactly, planets covered by deep oceans can still have life on them, right? And that's exactly what I was just saying there. Intelligent life, able to communicate. That's another story, maybe. But I don't know. What do you guys think? So just as a thought experiment. So clearly, I don't think anybody really doubts that life could form on, an ocean-born planet. That's, of course, clearly. Okay, right, where it's all liquid something, okay? Whether it's going to be water or something else. But still, it's definitely possible. I think probably nobody here would contest that. But what do you think about that developing technology underwater and then becoming like a spacefaring race? Do you think that's possible? Like, is that, because, like, how do you launch a rocket from underneath, the ocean, to what, the moon, whatever the moon they have? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you... I think things have developed differently, right? So I think if you're talking about technology, it's interesting to me to think about how it starts. But anyway, here we go. So this was September 6, 2018. Again, one more time. In recent decades, astronomers have discovered many planets that they believe are Earth-like in nature, meaning that they appear to be terrestrial, rocky, of course, and orbit their stars at the right distance to support the existence of liquid water on the surfaces, which we call the Goldilocks zone. We all know this. Unfortunately, recent research has indicated that many of these planets may be, in fact, water worlds. Okay, so then now this was, again, a speculation in 2018, but now we have confirmation with this IOP science article, and how they can actually say that we have this happening. So here we go. I'll link in that paper again, and you guys can check it out. Let's see. Let's read some comments here. Let's see. Joe says the whale probe in Star Trek. Who knows, right? Is that possible? Let's see. But Paul says low gravity flying whales. Maybe. Okay, so maybe it's low gravity and they can jump and stay in the air for a while. That's a good one. I didn't think of that. Joe says I'm thinking of that shitty Kevin Costner movie, Waterworld. Did anybody ever get all the way through Waterworld? By the way, that Kevin Costner movie. Yeah, I didn't. I totally didn't. I was like, nah, I'm done with this. One, he's boring. Two, yeah, that was a terrible movie. Okay, so let's see. What else we got? Paul says, wasn't there a Star Trek where they used the whales to communicate? Yeah, I think that's the one, right? Voyage Home, I think it's called. Says Joe. Yeah, what's up, Pemmin? Thanks for showing it. Maybe it's like us Earthlings creating submarines to go into water. Maybe, right? I think maybe. Again, like it does make me wonder, like how technology develops. Of course, if you think of it in terms of being upside down, like they would be underwater, and so they would have to they'd have different challenges, let's say. So I'm not saying it can't happen, but definitely different challenges. Joe says pigs in space. Let's see. There you go. Thanks, Bailey, for the thumbs down. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's see. Michael says sentient cow farts. They're the aliens. Okay. All right. Aliens. Fair enough to me. Waterworld's pretty good. Really? Says Bailey. All right. Okay. Yeah, I believe you. Star Trek 4 says the Voyage Home says Eli. Yep, that's the one. Let's see. Michael says, you got to be kidding. Waterworld is Costner's magnus opus. I got the tattoo the little girl from the movie had right on my chest. Okay, I believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Picture didn't happen. Okay, all right, so there we go. So, all right, let's keep on moving. One more time, if you guys have comments on this, we got tons of good comments. Don't make me cut off the comments to get a call. 702-957-1037. That's the Las Vegas area code where we're streaming from. Join the Discord. You can find both the phone number and the Discord link at troubledminds.org. Hop on here. Tell me what you think. What do you think about the space aliens, about the space whales, these water planets on terrestrial exoplanets? What do you think? Do you think that it's possible there's intelligent life there? Not just life, but intelligent life? And then maybe how would you get around the water issue to communicate outside the universe or outside your terrestrial realm, let's say? So anyway, pretty good stuff. Good thoughts good thoughts from a simple mind over here. But I thought it was pretty interesting to think about. Okay, so what else do we got? This is a good one. Let's do this. Let's do this. Speaking of water, this is a fantastic segue. All right, speaking of water, we're going to go to this. We're going to get off of the aliens for a sec, and we're going to get right back to planet Earth and right back to Las Vegas, like I said, where we're streaming from. I promise to keep you guys abreast of what's happening in Las Vegas here with the pandemic and everything else because, I'm local, got my boots on the ground. I can go look at things and tell you what's up, right? And I expect that from you guys, too. I appreciate that, because if we share together here, we can bypass the mainstream media or any of these stupid media outlets to try and give you a bullshit photo or a bullshit story. We can just we can just pass that. Yeah, we just pass all that and just show the information direct. But anyway, here we go. Check this out. This is crazy. All right, so this is from ruinmyweek.com, and this is pretty funny. And this is in depth. So we're going to go through this a little bit because this may be the most important public service announcement we ever do on this entire show. If for anybody that might come to Vegas. Here we go. Headline: Biological warfare specialist breaks down why you should never get in a pool in Las Vegas. And I know this seems a little off. Like, what the hell? How we get here? No, trust me. This is funny. All right, here we go. So we have this guy named Dan Cazzetta, right? We're going to just say Cazzetta because yeah. I'm probably not saying it right now. Dan Cazzetta. And he tweeted this, okay? As a specialist in chemical and biological warfare, take this warning from me. Never get in a pool in Las Vegas. Don't even touch the water, he says. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So that's how this whole thing starts, and this gets worse from here, all right? So clearly, when you drop a cryptic tweet like that saying, I actually work here, and I'm a specialist in these things, and please don't ever do this, of course, people start freaking out, right? Like, this is a little bit old news for me, but still. Okay. So people start asking him what the hell's going on, and he says, I know certain things, so you don't have to. He continues in the Twitter thread here, and he says, I provide this Twitter timeline as a much-needed public service. There you go. And I'm echoing it because from what I read in this, you guys need to hear this. Okay, so it turned out to be a pretty controversial statement, and he tried to explain why in a brief tweet that definitely paints enough of a picture for me. So this is the breakdown of it and how he knows this, okay? Cocaine, STDs, and laxatives are a bad combo, he says, right? Okay, so that kind of really probably doesn't surprise anybody about pools in Las Vegas, right? Except it gets worse. You're like, okay, well, that sounds really bad. So yeah, maybe not. All right, here we go. He continues. So he's getting Las Vegas pool enthusiast is pushing back on him and wanting to know what's up because, obviously that person on Twitter is going to the Las Vegas pools. He says, okay, so the broad outlines of my career in chemical, biological, and radiological stuff are outlined in this thread. Not going to read that thread. But he says that he continues, and this is crazy. Anyway, in the late 1990s, there was an interesting time in the federal government. The government was just starting to take CBRN terrorism, anthrax, and all that stuff seriously. He says, I was the chemical and biological terrorism guy at the White House military office and one of a relatively few people in a good position to advocate stuff in the working level as opposed to the top-down policy level. Okay, right? Got it. So he's an expert. He's got a LinkedIn or whatever, and he can prove it. He says he did it. Fine. I didn't check. I didn't care enough because it was a hell of a story. It continues. Check this out. So the Washington, D.C. had its first major bioterror scare at the B'nai BRTH building, but the full weight and organization of the U.S. government was only slowly churning to build effective response to possible chem and bioterrorism, all right? As part of the pro bono effort to help other government agencies prepare along these lines, I gave seats to my training courses that would otherwise go unfulfilled to people from other agencies, okay? So hang with me, this gets better really fast. Okay, so he's training other people. He says, I ran a highly regarded and for at least a while academically accredited 2-week CRBN training course for the White House Military Office. Eventually, due to my contacts and alumni from my course, I had a reasonable network of people in various departments and agencies across the U.S. government gradually building capability and capacity on chem and bioterrorism, okay? Right, so yeah, no problem. Sounds legit. You don't want bioterrorism, and you want at least to have a response if, let's say, for instance, every pool in the country suddenly gets something dumped in it that would like melt your legs off. So anyway, he goes, so one day he says, I got a phone call at the White House. I can't remember if it was 98 or 99. One of these guys from another federal agency needed help and advice from me. Obviously, the exact words are lost to me, but it went something like this. Dan, you got to help me. I'm working this case in Vegas. It's probably nothing, but it could be a bio thing. But I need access to a lab that can keep this on the down low until we know what the deal is, all right? So the plot thickens. You guys following me? Are you with me? You with me so far? Now, okay. So you get what he's saying. So he gets a phone call. He's in the know. He knows all these people that he's been in the industry. He's been training. So you rub elbows with all these people. He has a list of contacts. So somebody calls him and they're like, dude, I need help. There's this really weird thing going on in Vegas, and I don't know what's happening, right? And so they call him for advice. It gets better. Okay, so he says, okay, so I had a Rolodex, right? Which, of course, it says, look it up, you young folk. A Rolodex, for you youngsters, if there's any youngsters out there listening, it actually just used to be like where you put telephone numbers down and kept it on your desk. Well, now you just put them in your telephone. But that's what the old day was. Or here we go. Let's reminisce on how fantastic the Rolodex was. No, just kidding. So he had a Rolodex full of esteemed scientists at the U.S. government's finest labs. So we made this guy, Dan Cazetta, made a few phone calls and sorted out a process for this guy in the field to submit some samples for a full chemical and biological analysis, right? The lab guys looked forward to it. So part of the forensic integrity of such a process is the inclusion of blanks as control samples, such as empty bags and tubes that weren't used as samples of background material and such, right? That's how you do science. It's supposed to be like a blind process, so you can't like taint the results with your own biases, right? Your own personal bias. So anyway, here we go. It says, in this case, I seem to recall the suspect item was a clear liquid. The guy in the field collected some control and background samples, including tap water and some swimming pool water from a major hotel. He says you can see where this is going. Trust me, this gets good. 2 days later, I got a phone call in the middle of the night at home from the White House switchboard. The lab is very eager to talk to me, he says. Now, the lab wisely and in accordance with good processes did not know which sample was which. It turns out the suspicious liquid that kicked off the investigation was something relatively harmless like glycerin, right? All right, no sweat. That's what, of course, they didn't know that at the time, but that was the object that was in question, why they were freaking out. The suspicious liquid anyway. So here we go. Now it continues. This gets worse. The sample that had one of the finest labs in the country alarmed so much was the control sample from the pool water. And so he got a call in the middle of the night from a White House switchboard. They were freaking out because they didn't know what the hell this was, and they thought it might have been some sort of bioterrorism thing, and it was from a pool in Las Vegas. Okay, let's finish this up. It gets better. Some of the things that are actually in this water. It was, to use a technical phrase, a shop of horrors, he said. All right, here we go. And then he says, the sample that had one of the let's see. Okay, so I read that, blah, blah. Okay, so adenoviruses, a weak immunochromatic, I can't even read it, chromatographic hit for tularemia. These are so exotic I can't even say it. If you guys can say these, let me know. A soup of other things that I didn't even know existed. There I was at 3 a.m. reading my manuals because this guy had no idea what all this crap was either. He says, now, a study like this isn't revelatory until if it isn't reproducible. For giggles, I called my guy and told him to collect some more pool samples from other pools. You can guess how that worked out. I went and got Potomac River water and sent it in. It was safer. All right, so a few years later, I was in Las Vegas. Guy contacted a sample and brought it back. collected a sample. By this point, it was working for the U.S. Secret Service, but I still had my contacts with the labs. Well, same shit, different year. Long story short, chlorination kills some things, but not others. Las Vegas pools are clean and safe. It's not the hill I choose to die on. Have a nice day. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious, being that I live in Las Vegas. It's probably less funny to you guys, but if you ever do travel into a resort or some of these sort of situations, I think it's probably relevant. Is it not? I think it's relevant. I thought it was funny. Anyway, I'll link this again if you guys want to check it out, and maybe check his credentials. I don't know. I don't really care. It was a funny story, so there we go. And of course, it's about Las Vegas, and yeah. So clearly, if you wanted this information to get out, there's many multi-billion-dollar corporations that would not want you to let this get out because it's hot as hell in Las Vegas. Newsflash, and people go in the pool a lot when it's hot out. So just FYI. Yeah, in case you didn't know. I'm gonna pour a beer. Just one sec. Okay, so anyway, there we go. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Okay, so what do you guys think? Is that funny? Is that not funny? Am I the only one amused at this point? If I'm not, or if I am, that's fine. I don't really care. It's one of them things. Let me know. You can give me a call and tell me one way or the other. What do you think about that? Will you ever get in a public pool again? I typically don't as a general rule. If it's not a private pool, and I don't know the people that well, no thanks. Nope, I won't swim today. But what do you guys think? Funny? Not funny? Am I amusing myself? That's fine. As long as I'm amused, that's all that matters. Give me a call. I want to know why don't you think about that and the ocean water and the whales and the alien whales or whatever. Let me know. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. Get your ass on the show and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And we got some more news, of course. But yeah, let's go to the chat and read some of this and catch up on what's going on. Yeah. Don't go in public pools. Don't do it. What's up? Paul says, let's see. Robert says, lately when you put up a web page for us to read, it's blurry. Is that right? Does everybody see it blurry? Or is it just Robert here? You need a new set of glasses. What's going on, buddy? I've changed nothing. It's the same as it's always been. So let me know if I'm getting like a really crappy connection on your end or something. That could be let's see. Larry says, what was your take on the Vegas shooting, Mike? What's up, Larry? Lone gunman or many? I don't know. I listened to the police scanner that night, and there was a lot of reports, man, on different places like New York, and they had all those ambulances at Hooters, and like there was a ton of stuff going on, like an actual Bellagio shooting. So there was a ton of stuff being reported that kind of seemed to have been swept under the rug. So, I mean, for all of that to be bad information coming on the police scanner seems a little suspicious. And again, back to the we got a phone call coming. I'll take this in just a second. I see you there. But back to transparency and how the world works quite clearly. So because the police scanner was picked apart the next coming several weeks and months after the Vegas shooting. Instead, I've said this before, they didn't try and address it. They stopped broadcasting publicly at all. So not more transparency, it's always less, and that's the point, right? So the more bad things happen in this world, the more the government's going to try and shut up and not tell us what's up, and yeah, that's why that's why I talk about what I talk about. All right, here we go. You're on Troubled Minds with Mike. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Paul. Mike, how are you? I'm from New Hampshire.
Paul from New Hampshire. How you doing, my man? What's on your mind tonight? I'm doing well.
Yeah,
I'm doing well.
State of New Hampshire, guys. Yeah, and I'm doing all right considering I'm in a conservative state. But I mean, careful what you wish for, I guess. But
well, just don't go in the pool. Just don't go in the public pool, and you're safe.
Yeah,
safe
yeah.
enough.
Well, no, we don't have pools here. We have ponds, and they're trying to drain them so the motorboats can't go out there in them. But that's a whole other story, I guess. Small town politics. By the way, I'm tired and I'm fed up, and I've had a few beers. So if you might want to delete me like Facebook has lately.
Carry on, sir. No problem
but,
at all. I'm about the same. Had a couple beers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just when is reality gonna hit people? How fucking stupid you have to be to see some of this shit that's going on right now. And I think more people are waking up, but really, I mean, all of a sudden, it's just a bandwagon everywhere. So we have coronavirus, we have And then we have, racial wars, and we have coronavirus again, and then we have politics, and then we have this, and then we have that. And then when that's not enough, we have disclosure. And this has all happened, like, it seems like it's a file cabinet. They're just flipping through to fuck with you. And now all of a sudden, now here we are back on, there's life in the universe. Are you a fucking idiot, or am I an idiot, or who's an idiot out there that doesn't get this shit? Okay, really, what fucking brain does it take to figure out how big the universe is and there's life out on the planet? And then, no, I think this is where I'm trying to go with this, because, I'm so frustrated with it all, is what person is going to take advantage of this to make themselves better off? Because, I see it every day. I see people flooding the field. No matter, it's almost like, do they hire people to do this on Twitter and Facebook and these memes that someone's putting out? And I can make a meme. I guarantee you I have thousands of followers and nobody sees the fucking meme, but some idiot puts a meme up there and I see it. How does that work, Mike? Can you fill me in? Because it ain't coming from the intelligent life that's not on this fucking planet.
Yeah, well, okay, I think that's the thing. Oddly enough, this is a huge theme, running theme of this show. We have a technocratic surveillance state, and so of course they're in league with the media and in league with the government, and that's been proven time and again, not just through money connections, but through actual CIA type connections. Look up again, Operation Mockingbird, Project Mockingbird. It's been around for a long time.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It has to be that. This has to be way up to the top levels of what's going on here. Because you got to tell me, they see us and they let us, do what you're going to do and make your influences, but it's going to be short and sweet. And God, I guess you have to suck somebody's dick to get somewhere. And Joe Biden did that apparently, because Hillary has a big fucking long slung. So now, and now we're going to make fun of, I guarantee just because I said that, in the next week we'll hear about how little Trump's dick is. But,
they already did. They did that.
Where does it end?
They already did that, man.
Yeah,
there was an actual news story about that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is. Now back to what you were saying there. Now, they literally, like you said, it goes to the top end here. And so it is. So they're literally allowing and disallowing the information they want to get out on a literal second by second basis. And they've shadow banned particular people. They've limited reach of particular people. And again, this is what I'm saying. Just knowing this little bit of information about the government and about the technocratic surveillance state here that we already live in. This isn't China yet. I'm going to get to China a little bit. We're not even there yet.
Oh, yeah.
But
can you imagine? And not to cut you off, but you nailed it, because not only are they doing it, they're feeding you what you want to hear. They're taking us. We're being tagged, and doing a search for a book that somebody brings up, and next thing you know, you're put on a list, and then you're fed this information. Spoon-fed, by the way. I love that term. And fortunately, there's people like you that are going to wake up and maybe listen to some people that actually have the same kind of view and are going to wake up and see this and say, wait a minute, again, didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I get what you're saying. And I think it goes there. I think, how do we end this? How do we end this, Mike? How does this fucking stop? How does it stop? Burn it down? Burn down, break down statues, erase history? Is that what we're going to do from here?
Well, it sure seems like the way that the media, in my opinion, is pushing us is to break it all down. Is there are forces out there that would appreciate just breaking this whole MFer over their knee and throwing it in the fire. I've said that before, and I think that's the case.
I think
that's
funny.
The case.
It's funny you said that, because that's what I feel too. And how do you do that? How do we do this? A civil war? Are we going to start shooting each other in the streets? I don't think so. I think people are smarter than that. I'm sorry. So what do you do? A fake alien invasion? What do you use your bombers or a fake war? Because all of a sudden fucking Kim Jong-un or whatever the fuck his name is, the freaking Korean guy, learned how to send a nuke over here, and you can't tell me that they don't know every little bit of technology they have because they fucking gave it to them. They set them up that we are being played. All of us being fucking played over and over again. And what really makes me sick is there's people out there that are feeding off this. They're using it for their agenda, just like the media is doing it. It just doesn't end. You have these fucking idiots that are out there that know what's going on, that have 40 40 Facebook profiles that aren't even getting paid, or maybe they are because, 30 of them are porn sites that are just flooding the internet and the media and or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just I'm paranoid and I don't trust anybody, but that might be a good thing, by the way, right now.
No, man. I was looking into it. There are places you can go and you can buy Reddit accounts, you can buy Twitter accounts, you can buy on the cheap. There are these farms that have they're called aged accounts, right? So if you had, let's say you had a budget, you could literally just go buy say 100, a couple hundred aged Reddit accounts or Twitter accounts or whatever they were, and then you could hire a third world team on the cheap and just tell them what you wanted pushed. And that's the way the world works now, man. You got a little bit of scratch, you can tell everybody whatever the hell you want to tell them, and that's where we live. Yeah,
and you know what the saddest thing about this is that it's not just third world countries doing this; it's our country that made this, that set this up, that put these people there, and then gave it to people that fed, and then they knew who to feed, and are giving them better algorithms and letting them get more looks and views, and so they can come up with more propaganda bullshit and lies that the idiots will believe because they have to be spoon-fed crap in order to walk a life that is what's the word I'm looking for? That is condescent, to what they have been led to believe is the life you have to live. I'm going to say this. I've said it a million times. Every time I get so deep into this, I have to say to people, watch the movie They Live. Do some research on John Carpenter and how he got to that idea and what it was about, and that it didn't have anything to really do with aliens. Because listen, guys. The aliens aren't coming. All right? They aren't coming. You're not smart enough. Bad DNA. It's been written in history. We're all fucked. Okay? We're all fucked. We are fucked.
Hey,
we're a rubber.
Hey, man. Sometimes funny is funny, and sometimes funny is really funny. No, man. I don't think it's all that bad.
Yeah. Well,
I think you need a good night's sleep, brother.
I hope not, Mike. I hope not. I hope not. But you know what? With that being said, maybe we need more rubber commercials instead of how to treat a kid growing up. How to raise a child and when to have a child. Let's do a video about that on the news.
So what you're saying is, so what you're saying is, don't drink the pool water. Is what you're saying.
Let's go swimming in Vegas. I want to come, by the way. I'm ready. I bet.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, you know it, dude. I'm there, dude. I'm punching the plane ticket.
I'm telling you,
computer.
Don't put your foot in the pool. What's up, Tomas? I see you there. I see you on Facebook. Thanks for showing up.
I'll dunk my head first. Yeah, I already got toe fungus, so whatever.
Fair enough. Hop on in. The more the merrier. Right on. Anything else? What we got you on, my man? You're the best. You make me laugh.
Good. Well, the funniest thing I think, I was going to say, well, it's only funny if it's the truth. You gotta, there's a reason. There's a lot of old adages out there that I think if this continues, are going to be gone, Mike. I'm starting to see it. I've already said a couple of really, old to the point statements that are black and white. Excuse the pun, but it is what it is. And, everything that we're going through now are learned responses, racism, politics. They're all learned responses. Excuse me. It's a big mouthful to get out that, people are reacting to because they're putting out agendas that they want you to react to. and it just seems like it's working. Maybe it's not. Maybe
No,
I'm
man,
in my
it's
little
working.
hole, and
It's working. It's definitely working. Look what's going on.
Know.
With that. Look how you can't have a conversation with people without people raging. Yeah, it's working, man. It's working.
Yeah.
It's totally working. Yeah, you're the best.
And it's not only working; it's been working for a while. They've been setting this up, man. I saw this coming a long time ago, and it's all coming right the way. Why I'm single and don't have kids.
There you go.
And
amen, brother.
It's why I wish I could have a kid right now, but that ain't gonna happen anytime soon. And if you're having a kid, you better have shit together, people. Better have it together.
Get your shit together, people. Hey, if you're in Vegas, let me know. We won't go to the pool, but we'll have a drink. Let me know. Let me know if you end up in Vegas.
No, but they got these things. They're called floaties.
Okay. We just digressed. Floaties. We just digressed. No, we're not doing floaties, man. We're not doing floaties. Paul, plug your channel. We're going to keep on trucking. Plug your channel, man. Plug your channel.
Guys, check me out. New Hampshire UFO Hunter.
There you go.
In New Hampshire. Yeah, Paul. New Hampshire UFO Hunter YouTube. Facebook.
Appreciate it, man. He's got some pretty good footage there. Check it out, guys. New Hampshire UFO Hunter. Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
Appreciate
You're the best.
Mike. All right. You're doing a great job, brother.
Thanks, man. Talk to you soon. There you go. It's as simple as that. See, it works. Case in point, it all works. You dial that phone number, I pick up the phone. I know we had Joe on the line. If you want to call, it's your turn, buddy. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. You can go to troubleminds.org, find both the phone number and the Discord, and let me know, and we'll put you on the show. And again, like I said, it's funny. We're in a weird place right now because we just talked about Las Vegas pools, okay? Except, I guess, if we're talking about aliens, right? And it's within the realm of speculation, and we have like these Las Vegas pools, or let's say just any public pool, really is a petri dish. Maybe we're creating aliens right here on Earth. So yeah, there we go. We're gonna take Joe here and keep on moving with this. Great call, thanks, Paul. Joe, you're on Trouble Minds with Mike. How you doing, my man? Joe from Florida. How are you, sir?
Hey, what's going on? I'm all right. I didn't expect to get on so quick. There's like a big delay between listening to it on the computer and the cell phone. But anyway, noticed you weren't on Friday. I'll just cut through some subjects here, maybe ask some questions, but not sure how many of the audience know, or if anybody checked when that COVID tracker was put on the phone. I know I've got it on my Android. Some friends have it on the iPhone. You actually had to engage it to use it, but it raised the question of privacy versus public interest in health. I don't know if you looked into that or if you actually saw it.
I didn't. I was talking to my wife about it briefly, and I never actually got to it because this other weird news started breaking in the last day or two. With we're going to get to at the end, the back half of the show here, but it's So I meant to. I didn't actually get to it. So what you were saying is that the contact tracing app has been pushed to iPhones and Androids, and all along they were telling us it was going to be one of those opt-in situations, right? But then they added it to an update. That's what you're saying, right?
Exactly. Yeah, there's some kind of an update. I don't know. I never reset my phone. I had suspicion that it was when the cell phones went down. And of course, I don't ever repeat Facebook bullshit like Facebook doesn't have permission to use my pictures. I usually don't cut and paste that chainmail stuff. But this thing popped up and it said when the cell phones were down, this happened. Caught my eye and I tried it out, which I never do. Lo and behold, the tracker's on there. About 6 hours later, I get a message from Facebook saying that it was partially true, that it didn't happen during the cell phones going down. Doesn't matter. They put them on your phone. Now, it's true that you have to opt in. I didn't look into the details, but let's say the state of Florida decides to get a program that actually will work with the phone. It'll link, and it has to use Bluetooth. The thing is a couple of days later, there's a news line about Canada. Canada says, we might do contact tracing. Well, how? Are you going to be able to download the app, or are they going to forcibly put the app on your phone? Most people that I've spoke to, they have the app on their phone without ever knowing that it was put on there. However, it is their choice to turn it on and use it. Keywords being for now.
Okay. So you're saying it is. So it was pushed through an update to Android and iPhones, and that would be like an unbelievably large market share, almost everything, right? Like to the 90th percentile plus. So
the only only if, let's say I talked to 15 people, I think maybe 2 of them on their iPhones did not have it. Most of them did, and everybody on the Androids had it.
Okay. Does anybody out there know about this? Have you checked into it and looked on your phone? Did you get a mysterious update overnight where your Google got? Sorry, go ahead. Just throw it out there. If anybody knows this, type in the chat. If you notice this happen, I'd love to see in the chat. Go ahead, sir. Go right in.
On an Android, go to settings, and then go to Google settings. It should pop right up. On an iPhone, you're supposed to go to privacy, I think it is, and then health. I don't have an iPhone, but you're supposed to go to privacy and then health, and you should find it. Let me get on to the next subject here, because you weren't on Friday, and Friday was a bad day for me. A day off, and it was full of anxiety. News pops up. We all know it. Possible police strike in New York City. We could debate this back and forth. Either way, my nephew's a cop in New York. I call my brother. He's got a public access show, hangs out with clairvoyants and stuff on Staten Island. I don't remember the show, so I'm not going to plug it, but he just has a show. And we don't always see eye to eye with a lot of stuff. Long story short, I point blank ask him, what's the rumors about the New York City police going on strike on July 4th or a walk-off? And he said to me, it's not written in stone, but the unions across the country may walk off on July 4th. We have to wait and see. Evidence of this would be, and I like to curtail things or follow up with that, evidence would be we have seen sick-outs and call-offs in departments across the country. So might it happen more widespread? I guess we're all going to fucking grab our underwear and see what happens. That's the other thing on Friday.
Yeah, so I know they did it in Atlanta. They had some call-outs. I don't know. So we'll see if maybe that's a thing going. I haven't seen that on social media, but maybe they actually they're dropping it into who knows, like their connections. I think it would be a way to basically tell be like, hey, look, like. I know there's a lot of folks here that are on both sides of the aisle or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Like if you really want to shit on cops, I would encourage them to just walk the fuck off for like a week and be like, all right, we're all out. You guys handle it and see what happened. Like it would be like shit city everywhere. Every city would be a shit city. So you know what I mean? Like I'm packing, I'm good. Like I wouldn't go anywhere. But it would be like The Purge, like the fucking movie The Purge, right? That's what it would be like.
along those lines. When my brother lives in Staten Island, he said that he did see people, that there were pallets of bricks in Staten Island. And the contractors that were coming home, because Staten Island's like middle class and upper middle class and everything. I haven't been to New York in fucking forever. But anyway, he said a lot of the contractors that were coming home from work that evening were picking up these pallets of bricks and taking them home. So nobody had nothing to throw, he was telling me. Now, the predictions he gave me, which I had to cut him off, I've got to call him back. Now, he gave me some predictions because of the people he hangs out with. He believes that after July 15th, because Mercury's in retrograde and yada, yada, I'll delve into that mysticism or whatever. I have to deal with some reality. But he said that in July 15th, we may see removals of Democratic governors in states that are failing, possibly meaning New York and California.
Wait, okay. That sounds like some Q shit, man. That sounds like we're not doing some Q shit.
So this is what he's saying, and that could get into another story. I spoke to my friend about Q today, actually, and when I posted those pictures, that's a side note. I don't even think we have enough time for that crazy shit, but he's telling me he sees it. He's one of those ones that believes Trump was chosen by God, and it is a Q thing. I haven't confronted him about it yet. That conversation we have not had. It's my brother. I haven't called him out on it yet. Now, you saw what I posted earlier about Agenda 21.
Yeah. So let me explain real fast. So he actually had he posted in the Discord just before the show started. He had an actual.
That was fucking weird, man. It was weird as shit.
It's weird. It's weird. Let me pull it up. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull this up. We're gonna put it on the stream right now, and then let me explain what it is real quick before we do this. So, if you were on Discord, you saw this. So, pardon the duplication of efforts here, but it is pretty funny. So let's look at this real quick. And okay, so in Florida, basically he saw like a city council board of commissioners happening here in his county, Pinellas County, and so he saw on the screenshot. It looks just like this. Agenda item 21, which is on the on the screen. June 23rd, 2020. Agenda item 21. Agenda 21. Echoes. The Georgia Guidestones. Anyway, go ahead. It's up on the screen. Go right ahead.
No, and my friend posted that, and I'm like, this is got to be bullshit. So I actually go to the notes, and I posted the link for what was in the agenda, and sure as fuck, it's right there, Agenda 21. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? So a couple of other things happened today, which was curious. My wife and I go for a walk on the beach. This is being recorded, and I'm not going to post the license plate. However, it was a joke, and the FBI might come knocking on my door. There were diplomatic plates where I parked at the beach, and I told my wife it's a joke. I go, you realize if we look at that guy's parking sticker, we'll know when his time at the beach is up. He'll have to come back to the truck. I said, I wonder who the fuck the diplomat is, So that was a funny story. She's like, well, I was like, well, maybe we could question him. Who the hell knows? She was, maybe it's a foreign diplomat. I don't know. And then I come home from that beach trip, and that's when I see the Agenda 21. I was like, what the hell? Now, on another side curious note, there was an article I read on some science fiction stuff. So everybody's seen Starship Troopers, pretty sure. The book by Heinlein, my kids read the book. And I saw Starship Troopers years ago. There was an analysis given of the shower scene.
Wait. What happened in the shower scene? I don't remember a shower scene.
So I don't remember the shower scene either, but in the analysis, if you remember the movie basically was like gain citizenship and serve, and it had that drumbeat of a utopian society or a workforce society. But I guess in the shower scene, there were comments about I've got to serve so I can pop out kids, or I got to serve to be married. I don't have the article. I have to look it up. But there was a commentary going on in the shower. But the overarching reach that we may have all missed was, and the author said it when he did that scene, the overall arcing about that scene was the lack of libido in the future. Meaning
I see.
While we're fighting bugs or an alien menace, which, let's face it, Reagan and presidents before us have said all this shit, the country has problems of their own because they're taking these, drastic measures for service in austerity and things like that. But it got me that the author said the overall lack of libido in the future. Examples of that now are, we're going to have sex robots, dolls. If you're a white guy with privilege, you got to watch out. I mean, for fuck's sake, I celebrated Sunday, but yesterday on my Facebook, for anybody that got it, I put down, I'm celebrating today because I had a good day yesterday, because I had a good Father's Day on Sunday. But I was afraid to post that because I didn't know who was going to fly off the handle. So I celebrated Monday because I had a good day on Sunday. I mean, that's what we're getting to.
Yeah, no. I got some stuff in the news we're going to talk about in just a sec here. So I'll get to some of that. I think you're right. It's like I said, like the division here is so deep that they want us. They want us at each other's throats. I keep saying this. I think there's absolutely no doubt about it. Like first you separate the men and the women, right? Then you separate by race. You divide by class. You divide by like where people live. I mean, it never ends. It literally never ends. Like it's like we're bigger than a checkerboard. What's that Go? The Chinese game Go, where all the squares, like every single square is like a division point, and they're leaning on all of them all the time. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But this is the thing. Don't worry about people freaking out. Like you do you, and that's it. They'll get over it. They will get over it, man. They will get over it. Don't be an obtuse asshole, and they'll get over it, right? Like, don't go out of your way to be a dick, and it'll work its way out, right? Peace, Sean. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah. You know, it's, but anyway, I'm sure Sherry has had enough of my voice.
She'll survive.
I got to get to bed, but yeah, chewing those couple of things. I mean, quite a lot's going on right underneath our noses. You saw the post yesterday about that rich guy that jumped off the fucking building.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, it was on Yahoo News. It was a blurb. That rich director jumped off a building. You know, another pedophile. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah,
you know?
I'm hoping. I think probably one of the top actual issues of the world is like these pedophile rings covered up by elites. You know, because it goes like thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of kids missing every year. It's ridiculous. Like the numbers are insane.
Well, and then the other thing is, I mean, haven't you noticed? I mean, what's his name called in before me, talking about, you know, people losing their minds. And I mean, you know, it's just curious how, again, that show with the Hegelian dialect, it all comes back to a lot of that. But basically, when you look at the 99% on Wall Street, maybe that was a test run, a funded test run of a faceless, no agenda, get nothing done, just sit on Wall Street until Zuccotti Park got bulldozed. So now we have that social experiment in a larger fashion all across the country. You've got a city in wherever the fucking state is up there in Seattle, CHOP, or whatever the city's called. They're going to have to bulldoze that shit. But in the meantime, what if we forgot? What issues have we really forgot? Well, the biggest issue in my personal life would be healthcare. I don't care how you spit it. The medical field is ripping us off. Okay?
Yeah, big time.
We've forgotten about those things.
Big time.
Okay?
Yeah.
In the meantime, I've got Antifa. You know what I'm beginning to think about Antifa? You know, I'm thinking Antifa's going to be, if Antifa's like a dog, it might catch the duck or the rat and then goes, what do I do with it now? Literally, if Antifa burned the city down, and then we said, okay, what are your demands? I don't even think they would fucking know. Because if they did, they would try to actually make a third party. They would try to get something going on. They would try to have, they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't be acting like a terrorist organization. Neither would the right. We could say the KKK. We could have that argument another time. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be thrown in with absolutes, and a lot of my friends are trying to make absolutes. It's like a Jedi saying in one of the Star Wars that they only deal in absolutes. If you're not with Antifa, you're a fascist.
You're against them. Yeah, you're against them.
I want to go to, if that comes down my block, you know, it's time to get out the lead.
That's an old slogan. Somebody told me that 20 years ago. If you're not with me, you're against me. If you don't stand for anything, you stand for nothing. I was like, fuck off.
You know,
like, first off, fuck off. Like, second, like, let me explain. And if you don't want to hear me, then
crematory.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't buy a crematory. I can't buy a crematory fast enough. Because let me tell you something. Cops go on strike. Somebody comes here. I'm going to have a shovel. And then, you know, what am I going to do when I'm done? When whoever comes here, it's either I die or they, you know, it's either me or them. And I'm sure my neighbors feel the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's hope we don't come to that. Let's hope we don't come to
that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I'm taking up enough of your time. But,
appreciate it, man. You're the best.
I always
Joe.
appreciate it. You got a great crowd. Let none of us go off the deep end, but let us all look with eyes wide open, and and that we know our neighbors and don't brag too much. Just be humble, because you don't want to be the first one that's targeted. In other words, if you're carrying, carry it concealed, because you don't want to be the first one taken out if they know you're carrying.
That's like the number one rule. You don't want to be the first target. Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Joe from Florida, you're the best.
All right.
Have a great night, man.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. There you go. There you go. All right. So we wide ranging. One more time. So if you guys want to be part of the show, we have time for you. Well, there's plenty of time here. I have tons of stuff to talk about. It can hit the cutting room floor, and we'll just get right to the meat and the potatoes after this. So if you have comments on any of that, if you guys have comments on what we've talked about thus far about the any of this, let us know. Get on the show, 702-957-1037. Join on Discord. Go to troubledminds.org. You can find both the phone number and the Discord link. And again, this is transparency, right? Like, if you don't like what I'm saying, call and tell me. It's fine. Again, like, I disagree with people all the time, but it doesn't mean we can't be friends. That's the thing, right? Like, I'm not going to name names, right? Like there's people in like the, like out there in the community on Twitter or whatever, right? Like, I don't agree with, even most of the time, but it doesn't really matter, right? Like, that's really, you need to have a discussion with people you don't agree with, because that's how people change. That's how people learn, right? That's how, one way or the other, right? Like, if it's literally binary and you're having a discussion with like your polar opposite, and you end up like walking away or killing each other, you're both idiots, Like, you should be able to learn something from each other, and I think that's the point here. That's the point of the conversation. You don't have to agree to have a conversation, and that's what we're doing. So 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. troubledminds.org is the official website. We're going to keep on moving here. Just like on to something what Jill was talking about here, the division of politics. Here we go. So this is reported by the New York Post. This was today. And headline, Oregon County issues face mask order that exempts non-white people. What's up, Timothy, on what is that, Periscope? I see you on Periscope. Thanks for showing up, man. Timothy on Periscope. I see all the great comments on what's up, Paul? What's up, Thomas? What's up, Tomas? I mean, we're going to get to it. We're going to talk about the disclosure and some of the documents that came out regarding that, and whether we should look forward to that. Anyway, here we go. We're talking about this right this second. Oregon County issues face mask order that exempts non-white people. Now tell me. Now, please, somebody explain to me how this makes any sense. Okay, so the argument here is, I can read some of the article, so I don't butcher it, and we can read exactly what they said. Okay, so Lincoln County, Oregon has exempted non-white people from a new order requiring that face coverings be worn in public to prevent racial profiling. Okay, so they're saying that if a person of color puts a mask on, they're seen as a criminal, and so as a result, they are exempt from wearing face masks. But all white people have to wear face masks. Now tell me. Can somebody make me a good argument why this is a fine idea? Is it not possible to wear a face mask and not look like a criminal? Is that a possible thing? Right? This is the point. This is like the division of politics. This is where we're headed, guys. And this is where they want us to be. They want us to literally have two sets of rules, two sets of laws on the books. I've said this. We already have a two-tier justice system, right? The elites get away with murder, and we get fucked if we mess up. Okay, period. Well, now we want a third, right? We want a third tier. Is that what the justice system is going to be made of now? Is that these people can do that, but those people can do the other thing, and then these other people can do the other thing. There's like three sets of rules on the books, and it's going to be based on the color of your skin, or I don't know. Anyway. This stuff drives me nuts, because it's right. Once again, nobody freak, nobody panic and say Mike's a racist. Racism exists. I've said this 100 times. I'm going to continue to say this. But do you really think we need to get to the level where this type of stuff happens? At what point does it tip and becomes racist the other way? You tell me. I have no idea. This is crazy. This is nuts. So this is real, right? This is a real thing. This just happened, and like what? Like, what the hell's going on up there? Anyway, okay, there we go. That's enough of that. Here we go. If anybody wants to join the CIA, they're recruiting. Here we go. Here's another one. If you guys haven't seen this, don't worry. We'll get to aliens and the new news shortly. I want to get through some of this because we missed some news because I wasn't here on Friday, and so here we go. Reported by Reuters.com. Wanted spies. CIA turns to online streaming for new recruits. Here we go. So, U.S. defense and spy agencies played a major role in creating the internet, and now the CIA is turning for the first time to online streaming services to recruit spies between the ages of 18 and 35. There we go, guys. If you hit your calling, you know. Quote, it only takes one new piece of foreign intelligence, and everything can change in an instant. A CIA officer tells a classroom full of apparent recruits in the opening sequence of a new advert released by the agency on Monday. Continue, quote, start a career at the CIA and do more for your country than you ever dreamed possible. The officer concludes the pitch reminiscent of Hollywood films. So there we go. We got live streams trying to recruit people. Yeah, there's no link here, but I'm sure if you contact the CIA and ask them about spy opportunities, you might, yeah, they might hook you up. They might set you up. They might set you up. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let's see. There you go. Oh yeah. I stream in 420. Sorry, 420. I stream at 420p. No, I stream at 720p. So Robert says I adjusted the quality to stream to 720, and now it's clear. Yeah. I stream in 720. If I never mentioned that, I'm sorry. Not in 420. Because that's even more funny. But okay, yeah. So Elizabeth says, that's cray. I'm from Oregon, didn't hear that shiz. Yeah, Lincoln County. Let's go back to that real fast. Lincoln County. Is that what it said? Yeah, Lincoln County, Oregon. So they put it in. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. That is nuts, right? So what happens when we have like a 4 or 5 tier justice system, right? It's already 2. It's already 2, right? And then some would argue it's already 3, right? Where we have certain people being hammered or treated wrongly for things they didn't do wrong or shouldn't be treated wrongly for, right? So again, what do we want? Like a 4 or 5 or 7 or 10 tier or 12 tier justice system? Is that justice? Is that what justice becomes? I think we got to be careful what we ask for here, guys. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Good comments. Good comments. All right, there you go. If you guys want to be part of the CIA, you know what to do. They're trying to recruit people 18 to 35. There you go. You have to be technologically savvy. 18 and 35. There you go. So you millennials out there, anybody out there listening, brew? I hear you, brew. I hear you, bruh. I don't even know how to say it. I'm so old I don't know how to say it. Is it bruh? Was it brew? I don't know. All right. Anyway, here we go. Let's see. What time is it? We're probably long, but I don't care. That's the way it works. Because we have no time limits, right? God assigns our time limits, and I mean that by whatever you mean, whatever you believe, right? We have an expiration date, like I said in that last End of the World show, and that's when we run out of time. So for right now, we have all the time in the world, technically, right? All right, so let's see. We have here's another one. This is pretty cool. This is more space stuff. This is what I was talking about. All the sweet space news that's kind of coming out, and it's some of it's based on speculation, of course. Like much of it is. Some of it is based on actual, we saw this, and we think because of that this is important or critical or blah blah blah. Anyway, here we go. So sciencealert.com: rogue missing link black holes could be zooming around the universe as we speak. All right, now that's pretty terrifying, right? Now, throughout the universe there are numerous examples of galaxies coming together in colossal mergers, a billion-year process that smears stars and gas across the surrounding space. For the most part, we know how this plays out, but we don't quite know what happens to the supermassive black holes within the galactic centers. Now listen to this. This is crazy. Astronomers think that there's 2 galactic cores. Think that these 2 galactic cores, when they merge, right? So you have, let's say the Milky Way is going to merge with, what's the nearest one to us? They say in a billion years or something, we're going to merge with this other galaxy. But you have 2 supermassive black holes in the middle of these galaxies that actually harbor the gravitational signature that holds it all together, right? Okay, so now here's the thing. Astronomers think that these 2 galactic cores, the huge supermassive black holes, could merge into one large black hole, right? Sending huge gravitational waves rippling out across space-time. But if there's any asymmetry in the galactic merger, the new forged black hole could be punted clean out of the galaxy and sent zooming across the universe by gravitational wave recoil, taking a swarm of stars with it. Now tell me that isn't terrifying. tell me that. I mean, like on a galactic level, that's pretty. Is that H.P. Lovecraft and the old ones? Like, what the hell is that? Like, so imagine you have so it continues. Such runaway objects theorized in the late 90s. Is that the 90s? Wait. Hold on. Let's see what this guy. That's not a word. Here we go. Let's hear what Microsoft MicroReads this says. That's not. Is that a word? Here we go.
Such runaway objects, theorized in the late noughties, are called hypercompact stellar systems, HCSSs, a supermassive black hole with a tight bunch of gravitationally bound stars, careening away into the cosmos.
Okay, that's what it says. The late noughties. They think they mean 90s. There you go. Such runaway objects theorized in the late noughties are called hypercompact stellar systems, HCSS, and supermassive black hole with a tight bunch of gravitationally bound stars careening away into the cosmos at ridiculous speeds, of course. So anyway, I wanted to point that out. Pretty terrifying, right? I think if you're trying to put this into prose, I think maybe this is the old ones of H.P. Lovecraft, like I'm saying. In the primordial darkness of the universe, you get these things screaming through, and it could ruin anybody's day. Quickly, very quickly. So yeah, anyway, crazy stuff. I thought it was pretty interesting to look at and talk about. Let's see. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's do this real fast. This is fast. We're going to do this fast. Okay, so digital, check this out. This is reported by, again, more Nevada news. Sorry if this bores you about Las Vegas, but hey, at some point, you guys may visit Las Vegas, so you'll be ahead of the game when you see this. But check this out. Digital and cashless gaming technology viewed as bringing casinos into the 21st century, right? Bam. Has anybody been to a casino recently, at least in Vegas? I don't know how it works in the rest of the country or the world or whatever, but they have the ticket system, right? You come up, you put the money in, it'll take money, but then when you cash out, let's say you won or you lost, you put in a $100 bill, you lose 50, say. You hit the ticket button, like cash out, it'll give you a ticket. You take the ticket to the cash machine, you get your $50, right? So it's like just kind of intermediary step in between. So, okay, anyway, now on to the good stuff. So they're talking about cashless, right? And so completely where it's like what would you say? Like a cashless society, right? So maybe you register your face with the desk when you come in, and then you walk up to the machine and you have like a line of credit and you read your face, and then you're able to just go. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. So it seems right. It seems convenient. It's always convenient. This Nevada Independent, again, I linked it. You guys can check it out. But I was like, okay, that seems, convenient. But all right, let me show you this real fast. This is a quick 5-minute video about how they're using artificial intelligence in classrooms in China, and how it uses the surveillance state and a cashless society, how it all kind of fits together. Let's play some of this. I'll drink some beer, and you guys, a great conversation going on. I see you guys there. Thanks. Got definitely good stuff. I'm going to go to the small screen so we can avoid the copyright here, because, well, that's what smart people do. And here we go. We're going to do this, and we're going to play this, and this is what I'm talking about. Cashless society. Look what happens in China, how China is using artificial intelligence in classrooms. And notice how I'm equating casinos to classrooms. You'll see my point. Action.
红色是表示你的专注力显示得很高。
He says red means you're deeply focused.
Teachers at this primary school in China
蓝色是走神了。
know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
Blue means you're distracted.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好。
These headbands
White means you're offline.
measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like.
做出选择吧 Good job.
Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. These gadgets have alarmed Chinese netizens.
All right, hold on. So these have alarmed Chinese netizens. Here's one comment. That's too scary. Here's another one. Kids these days suffer too much. Another one. This is worse than being a prisoner.
But schools say it wasn't hard for them getting parental consent to enroll kids into what is one of the world's largest experiments in AI education. A program that's supposed to boost students' grades while also feeding powerful algorithms.
为了就是国家的这个研究呀、发展呀，我觉得是没有问题的。
The government has poured billions of dollars into the project, bringing together tech giants, startups, and schools. We got exclusive access to a primary school a few hours outside of Shanghai to see firsthand how AI tech is being used in the classroom.
Okay, so they're there looking at this. You see what I'm saying, though? So it's not really a linear a comparison here. Casinos and classrooms, okay? But you know what is? Where you have facial recognition, like they're making cashless purchases there, where the surveillance state is what I'm talking about. So you have to give. So once you give the government like the keys to the castle surveillance-wise, and they're using artificial intelligence and facial recognition, then of course, right? Once everybody's used to it with the predictive programming and all the other stuff they're doing and telling us, and everything's going to be better, more convenient. Your fridge is going to tell you need more milk, and they're going to order it for you on Amazon, and the shit will be there ready for you, right? All that stuff. More convenience, like convenience. We give away more privacy for convenience every single day. Every single minute, there's something going on, and this is exactly why this is terrifying. All right, now this is a classroom in China. A couple more minutes of this, and I'll let you guys off the hook, and I'll stop ragging on China. Again, I feel sorry for the Chinese people. They're stuck beneath the boot heel of a gargantuan, ridiculous CCP, and it sucks. It sucks for them, and it sucks for the rest of the world, because this is where we're headed. So here we go, action.
For this 5th grade class, the day begins with putting on a brain wave sensing gadget. Students then practice meditating.
现在想象我们眉心有一点柔和的光芒绽放。
The device is made in China and has 3 electrodes, 2 behind the ears and 1 on the forehead. These sensors pick up electrical signals sent by neurons in the brain. The neural data is then sent in real time to the teacher's computer. So while students are solving math problems, a teacher can quickly find out who's paying attention and who's not.
So a teacher saying during this period, the student is a bit distracted. She can see like a person by person readout in real time on a display and tell you who's distracted or who's not based on this technology, right? Again, remember when I talked about lie detectors? Yeah. Let's see what this is all about. Continue. Action.
A report is then generated that shows how well the class was paying attention. It even details each student's concentration level at 10-minute intervals. It's then sent to a chat group for parents.
就是他可以看到每个人的评分。
The reports are detailed, but whether these devices really work and what they exactly measure isn't as clear. We were curious if the headbands could actually measure concentration, so one of our reporters tried on the device.
但我没有感觉自己特别集中。
This is a new technology with still fairly little research behind it.
Theodore Zanto is a neuroscientist at the University of California, San Francisco. He was surprised to learn that this tech, called electroencephalography, also known as EEG, is being used in the classroom on children. It's usually used by doctors in hospitals and labs.
EEG is very susceptible to artifacts. And so if you are itchy or just a little fidgety, or the EEG wasn't set up properly so that the electrodes didn't have a good contact, affects the signal.
Despite the
I'm going to say that one more time. Electroencephalography, if you guys want to know the term. There we go. Just another minute or so and we'll finish this up. But again, like I said, equating casinos to classrooms is not the same thing, is it? Or is it? Here we go, action.
chances for false readings, teachers told us the headbands have forced students to become more disciplined.
上课回答我的问题，就是他们的声音会比平常更响亮。
Teachers say the students now pay better.
声音。
Wait, let me read that real fast. So she says,
上课回答我
when the students answer my questions during class,
的问题，就是他们的声音
they are louder than usual, right? Because of course it's some sort of Big Brother situation, right? This is exactly what Orwell was talking about, like the telescreen. Like you're doing your exercises in the morning in front of the telescreen. Of course you're going to be louder because you're being watched, right? You have to be more confident, more engaged, more whatever, right? Or they're going to come get you. Somebody knows this will go down on your permanent record. Well, here we go. Let's finish this up.
会比平常更响亮。
Teachers say the students now pay better attention during class. and that has made them study harder and achieve higher scores.
上课认真听讲，作业做的基本上是全对的。
He says, I've been more attentive in class and all my assignments come back with perfect grades. This other kid says it hurts.
But not all students are as enthusiastic.
When we first wore the headband, it felt like it was controlling us, they say. The other guy says, I feel pressure here on his forehead. The headband is tight.
This 5th grader, whom we caught dozing off in class, told us his parents punish him for low attention scores. And that kind of data adds a new kind of pressure for students.
Imagine there's an exam and everybody gets a score of 95 or higher, but you get a score of 85. Wouldn't you feel behind, he says? While he's wearing this thing on his head that has a yellow light. It's flickering with its brain activity. I laugh, but this is not funny, guys. That morbid humor. Here we go. Almost done.
Companies we interviewed said the data can go to government-funded research projects. We spoke to parents who were unclear about where the data ended up, and they didn't seem to care too much. Santos says there's likely no privacy protection at all.
In a classroom, if you're trying to make an assessment of an individual student, you really can't anonymize it.
Experts and citizens alike are sounding alarms about various aspects of the country's huge push into artificial intelligence. These classrooms are laboratories for future generations. And while these new tools may potentially help some 200 million students raise their grades, just how this all works out won't be apparent until they become adult citizens.
Okay, there we go. And that was from the Wall Street Journal. I will link this as always, just a short video there. But again, right? So no problem. We're going to just make the casinos a cashless thing, and we'll have some sort of facial recognition built in. Which, of course, somebody said in chat there that the casinos were the first ones to implement facial recognition anyway, right? To kick the cheaters out or keep people from changing a wig and coming back and cheating again, right? So I mean, this is nothing new, but this is kind of my point. And that bridges the entire thing, because that's exactly what I meant. So as soon as you have like both of this all in play, and that digital dollar is the final piece of this puzzle, I've said this before, this is what we get. This is the cashless society. This is the unbelievable amount of convenience that is brought to us, right? Yeah. Joe says, I felt sleepy but went for a dip in the cocaine pool. Well, welcome back. Don't drink the water. Don't drink the water. Exactly. Yeah. Joe says they can measure their first kiss. Yeah, kind of, right? Elizabeth says, I'll not be controlled through the collective. Yeah, you can't. I mean, that's the thing. Just be aware. Be aware of what's happening. Be aware of the brainwashing that's happening on the regular. It's happening. This is going down, guys. And whatever's happening over here, once again, this is a social credit score. So imagine, right, if everything you ever did, like imagine if your job, okay, I don't know about you, but here in the United States, wherever you guys are at, here in the United States, like you're not able to get like a school record of like your before college. I'm not even sure you could easily get a college record, Columbia, Barack Obama. But I mean, like, to get, imagine if you had like you went for a job interview and they had like an entire record of not just your grades and like every class and every single thing you ever did, like on your academic record, but then they also had brainwave scans and patterns of your attentiveness in school, right? Like, I mean, just it's, like if you're not terrified about this and this doesn't make you mad, I'm not sure what will. I don't know if you live in this world. Okay, anyway, there we go. If you guys have comments on this, 702-957-1037, how's it make you feel? We're going to get to this other stuff in just a sec. I wanted to go a little bit long because the second half here, there's not really too much to talk about other than, well, the news, the UFO news. So we'll get to that in just a second. I've got tons of really good shit. We could literally go the rest of this show and never touch on that, but I think it would be a disservice because, well, there's tons of good stuff to talk about, and we can get to it next show. So it's all good. Let's see. We've got some good comments here. Let's read some good comments. Penny says, this is nuts. I'll read you, Penny. I'm reading you there. Sorry. The other window is it's off to my right, so I have to turn my head, so you'll forgive me. I'm reading you. Let's see. Tomas says that free will remain, so it's about choices, same as always. I don't know regarding the surveillance state, like a social credit score. I think when that's attached to you forever and you can't duck it, like you never get a clean start, right? Like there's never a second chance. So think about it this way, like I'm going here. I'm going to say it. I'm going to do it. So freak out as you will. But imagine this, right? So like I said, I kind of pointed out in the last show that is there ever a statute of limitations on being saying something off color, not even directly being racist, but let's say you're young and you said something stupid, right? That really wasn't who you were, or like none of that, but you heard some other kids say, you thought it was edgy, and so you said it, right? So is there ever a statute of limitations on being canceled as a racist? Ever? Now imagine in a society where it's facial recognition and your record follows you forever, and you could never change. You could never get a fresh start. You can never just change jobs and turn over a new leaf and realize the error of your ways, because guess what? They follow you everywhere, 24 hours a day, in digital form that any authority figure can pull up with a click, with a push of a button. No, man, this is crazy. This is not the evolution of the human spirit, guys. This is absolutely not. And this is what I mean. Like, again, call me what you want, Michael Strange, you're a racist. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I know what I am, and whatever it is. Like, this is part of the problem. If you end up in a situation where you're running your life based on what other people say about you, you're doing it wrong anyway, right? Except the problem is, when everybody has access digitally, which, take a look at what's going on. Sherry says, I hated school. I agree with you. Sherry, I hated school. I hated it. I was good at it. I hated it. I just hated it. Like the entire structure was garbage. I hated it. It was like, I hate to say it, right? Like one of the highlights of my life was when I left school, when I left crappy high school. It was garbage. It was garbage, right? It was just garbage. Like, again, like school was easy for me. I didn't have any of those problems. I just hated it. I hated being in like the crappy school with the same crappy people that you've been with for years and years, and the same toxicity. And anyway, whatever. Okay, here we go. As I ramble on, I'm with you though. So we got, let's see. Penny says, I'm just, you're not talking to yourself, Penny. I promise you're not. I promise. Okay, here we go. We got more here. Let's, where are we at time wise? We went long. Let's see. We're always long. Whatever. Okay, here we go. We're going to talk about this. We're going to get started on this, and we're going to start with this article right here. Now, this is the hot news of the day, guys. This is back to the UFOs. We're going to do this now. All right. Do I have like a little break right here, like in between us? Now, this is a Bill Clinton apologizing. No, I'm just kidding. That's a long clip, or I'd play that. How about this? I'm going to play this so I can take a sip and break this up, and then, yeah. We're going to talk about UFOs. This is coming up right now. Phone number's up if you want to call and be part of the show, 702-957-1037. If you want to join the Discord, go to troubledminds.org, click the Discord link. Phone number's there as well, troubledminds.org. One more time. If you're still with us or if you're not, well, how about this?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
There you go. Sometimes you dunk it. Sometimes you miss. Well, we'll find out where we're at. Now, this is reported by the Washington Examiner today. And this is actually, I saw this on Twitter. Link in this, and you can see, as you can see, right here. Let's see. Penny says, it's why I homeschool. Let's see. It's why I homeschool. We are out more than we're in. Yeah, exactly. And so this is going to be the problem, right? We're going to have back to that real quick. That's what we're going to end up being, right? Like part of the Borg, part of the technocratic brainwashed society that they want us to be, right? Like you do things not because you even like had the ability to realize they were wrong or they were right. You do them because if you fuck up, they catch you in real time, and that shit goes down on your permanent record, right? It's like the God's always watching bit, right? Like there's the invisible man over your shoulder, right? It's like that level of guilt, except it's not even like, what would you say? Not even, I was going to say imaginary, but that's not right. It's like imaginary in your brain. It's not like, it's real. Like it's real. The shit is digital. Like somebody can pull up a readout and be like, oh, well, you did this when you were 9, right? like what the hell? And anyway, here we go. So, okay, this is a report off of that. Onto the WashingtonExaminer.com. This is the hot news today, okay? And I wanted to pull this one up because this is important. This is the headline of this article. Marco Rubio launches a UFO revolution, all right? I linked it. You guys can check it out. Follow up on me, and I'm not lying to you. Here we go. Right there. This is a dead link. This page is not found. This was tweeted earlier today. Marco Rubio launches a UFO revolution. Now, those folks that don't know who Marco Rubio is, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. I do because I follow the news, and I'm going to tell you. Marco Rubio is a senator from Florida. Okay, he's a Republican, and there you go. That's who Marco Rubio is. So anyway, this was put up, then it was taken down. All right. So here we go. Let's move on. But again, the headline: Marco Rubio launches a UFO revolution. So I pulled this initially for this earlier in the day, and I was like, okay, I guess we have to talk about this. This is breaking news. And then by later on in the afternoon, this was gone. All right. So anyway, let's go to one that's still up. This is thehill.com. I'm going to put this in here, and there's there you go, Lil Marco. Well, sorry, Lil Marco, says Kurt. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to talk about this. So Senate panel urges Pentagon to compile public analysis of UFO reports, all right? And we got takes all over the map, from all over the place, right? We got people talking about all this stuff. Okay, so here we go. Let me read just some of this from the Hill, and then we'll get to some of these other articles and see what you guys think about this. So the Senate Intelligence Committee asked the Pentagon to compile a public analysis of unidentified flying objects in its annual authorization bill from last week. Okay, right? One more time. The Senate Intelligence Committee, all right, which is a small group of senators, okay, that are tasked with intelligence, asked the Pentagon to compile a public analysis of unidentified flying objects in its annual authorization bill, okay, from last week. Now, this is for a budget bill for next year, 2021. The committee, led by Senator Marco Rubio, voted to ask the Defense Department in partnership with intelligence agencies to review all data and intelligence on unidentified aerial phenomenon in its authorization bill. Okay, the June 17 date authorization bill still needs approval from the full Senate. Okay, so that's part of the tongue-in-cheek here is that, well, you know, we're going to get disclosure, right? This is disclosure. This is them saying, hey, let's get together, let's get our intelligence agencies, let's get a bill done, like an actual, like we're gonna put this out there, public, okay, but still needs approval from the full Senate, which is why I think everybody's overreacting just a little bit to this news, in my humble opinion. Okay, it continues. The committee remains concerned that there is no unified, comprehensive process within the federal government for collecting and analyzing intelligence on unidentified aerial phenomena, despite the potential threat. The bill reads. Okay, right. So there we go. Now, okay, so this is one thing, reading the articles, reading what other people say about it, blah, blah, so on and so forth, right? But hold on. We have the actual bill here. Let me pull it up. Where is it? Where's the actual bill here? There's an actual bill here. What's up, Roy? I see you there. Thanks for showing up tonight. Todd, beer and tequila. Thanks for joining us, man. Okay, here we go. Now, this is the actual thing here. Let's just go to the actual bill itself and read the language from the bill. Here we go. Right? This is the way you do it. Like, when you see an article, you know, like you should probably, if you're interested in the content, like find where the actual the document came from. Okay, I just linked it right now. govinfo.gov blah blah blah. Anyway, I linked it. You guys can check it out. Here we go. Now check this out. This is exactly what this says. All right. So there's a lot of people freaking out about this today. Okay, like all over Twitter, all over Reddit, people are freaking out. Let me read you why. Right here. Okay, right here in this bottom half, I'm going to highlight it. This is page 11 where this starts, all right? I'm going to highlight this. Now, this is exactly what they're talking about. They're trying to set up some sort of, I guess you could say, process for UFOs, okay? Page 11, bottom half, advanced aerial threats is what this says, okay? Excuse me as I take a drink of beer, because that's what I do. I'm drinking Fat Tire, by the way, in case anybody cares. Back to the old days, the good old days, Fat Tire. Hard to hate it. Okay, this says, the committee supports the efforts of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force at the Office of Naval Intelligence to standardize collection and reporting on unidentified aerial phenomenon any links they have to adversarial foreign governments and the threat they pose to U.S. military assets and installations. However, the committee remains concerned that there is no unified, comprehensive process within the federal government for collecting and analyzing intelligence on unidentified aerial phenomena, despite the potential threat. The committee understands that the relevant intelligence may be sensitive. Nevertheless, the committee finds that the information sharing and coordination across the intelligence community has been inconsistent, and this issue has lacked attention from senior leaders. Therefore, the committee directs the DNI, the Department of Naval Intelligence, in consultation with the Secretary of Defense and the heads of such other agencies as the Director and Secretary jointly consider relevant, to submit a report within 180 days. One more time, to submit a report within 180 days, this is soon, guys, of the date of enactment of the Act, to the Congressional Intelligence and Armed Services Committees, to the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, also known as the Anomalous Aerial Vehicles, all right, including observed airborne objects that have not been identified. I linked it. You guys can check it out. Go to page 11. It starts on the bottom. Advanced Aerial Threats. All right, it's right there. Right there. Can't miss it. Now, this is from the actual government link. And, of course, there's tons of people saying tons of things, right? Like this is it's all over Twitter. Everybody's like freaking out about this. Everybody's written an article about this today. Everybody's talking about this today. But read what that says, okay? And so not only that, from the Hill, which we started with, none of this matters unless they pass this bill. Okay, right? So that's important. That's an important thing. So sometimes the Intelligence Committee decides that this is a bad idea and they ixnay something and then they pass the bill, right? Like those backdoor deals, those like 11th hour sort of situations. So this is like preliminary. This really is not a thing just yet. So what's up, Tamara? Thanks for showing up tonight. Let's see. Who else am I missing? Tomas, Kurt, couple sticks of dynamite. Yes. Joe says the reptilians are coming to get Marco soon. Shove an eggplant up his ass. All right. Easy, buddy. Easy. Everybody relax on that. Okay, so here we go. This continues. Okay, it continues into page 12. Let's read the rest of this, and then we can... I think it's important to read the document ourselves and then react ourselves and then see what everybody else is saying about it and is freaking out about, right? And like some of the things they're pointing out, okay? Which is important too, because you get people that are more qualified than me to kind of break this down. But I think we need to see multiple breakdowns of this. So we're going to do that. Here we go. What's up, Todd? Aliens. Hell yeah. Aliens. Hell yeah, aliens. All right, here we go. So the committee further directs the report to include, number 1, a detailed analysis of unidentified aerial phenomena, data, and intelligence reporting collected or held by the Office of Naval Intelligence, including data and intelligence reporting held by the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. Okay, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. So now tell me, now this is probably one of the things that I don't know yet, and maybe somebody can clarify this for me as we go, or if maybe somebody has clarified this on Twitter or some of these other articles. But are you telling me that currently there's something called an Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, or they're going to make one as part of this? I don't know. Anyway, that's part 1. Number 2, a detailed analysis of unidentified phenomena, data collected by geospatial intelligence, signals intelligence, human intelligence, and measurement and signals intelligence. Number 3, a detailed analysis of data of the FBI, which is derived from investigations of intrusions of unidentified aerial phenomena data over restricted United States airspace. Number 4, a detailed description of an interagency process for ensuring timely data collection and centralized analysis of all unidentified aerial phenomena reporting for the federal government, regardless of which service or agency acquired the information. Okay, there we go. That's good. Good. Now read it right, Mike. Smack me. Somebody smack me. Here we go. Number 5, identification of an official accountable for the process described in paragraph 4. Now, are we actually creating an office here? I'm going to read number 6 in a sec. But are we creating like a new office? Is this... So do we have ATIP for the government? Tom DeLong's cheering and saying, help us out by sending letters to Marco Rubio. What's going on here? Like, what is this? Is this real? Is this going to be a real thing? Or is this one of those drop it in here for the UFO nerds like us to slobber over, right? I don't know. I don't have the answers to that. I'm just saying that, like, I read this, and there have been things like this before. Not exactly like this, but there have been things like this before. You know, notably the Pentagon saying, "Yep, UFOs are real." You know, like these types of statements have happened before. But did we get much out of it other than, yeah, that's it, right? That's all we got. Anyway, number 6, identification of potential aerospace or other threats posed by the unidentified aerial phenomena to national security, and an assessment of whether this unidentified aerial phenomena activity may be attributed to one or more foreign adversaries. Now look what that says. Number 6 says that maybe there's some shit going on out there that might not be aliens. It might be a foreign adversary, right? Okay, number 7. Identification of any incidents or patterns that indicate a potential adversary may have achieved breakthrough aerospace capabilities that could put United States strategic or conventional forces at risk. And number 8, recommendations regarding increased collection of data, enhanced research and development, and additional funding and other resources. The report shall be submitted in unclassified form, but may include a classified annex. Okay, the report shall be submitted in unclassified form. That's good. That's transparency, guys. That's good. That's good. That means we can get information from this. So this is weird, right? Is this weird? So this is weird. This is part of a wish list of the budget going down next year, and the committee. All right. So there's other information here. I'm not going to read all of it. There's a little bit more that continues, but again, the link is here. Page 11 is where it starts. The bottom of page 11, you guys can read it yourself. I'm going to link it one more time. Again, important to cite the sources because the sources are important. Otherwise, why talk about them, right? Why talk about them? All right, there we go. Here we go. Let's see. Todd says, another huge waste of taxpayers' money. Maybe, right? Maybe. Sherry says, try policing an ET. Totally. Defund the intergalactic police. For sure. Kurt says, I was thinking, how the F are we going to train soldiers for Space Force when we have no delivery vehicle to put them into orbit to train? Well, okay, that's another good one. That's another good one. All right, here we go. Good comments. More tax dollars, says Paul. Exactly. Going to a hidden agenda. Now, this is what I'm saying. Let's see. Penny says, hey, you guys heard about the missing royals and the new King of England? I haven't heard of any of that. No, I haven't heard any of that. They don't give us news about England over here. It's all Trump all the time is all we get, right? Like good Trump, bad Trump, good Trump, bad Trump. You turn on any channel, good Trump, bad Trump. Okay, here we go. Now, let me explain. Let me sum up. This is the thing. We got this. Now, this is the gold standard of breaking down UFO stuff for me. Now, this guy is named Keith Basterfield, okay? He's fantastic. The dude is great. Like he's very he's the opposite of me, right? He's basically all the good things and I'm all the bad things. Is basically what I'm trying to say by saying the opposite of me. He's very detailed. He knows, like he has all this stuff in here. Like he's got the exact number. This is report 116-233 from the Senate Select Committee. Now he's got a blog called ufos.scientificresearch.blogspot.com. Now please check this guy out. If you guys don't know anything about this, I've talked about him before in his fantastic blog. Please look if you're interested in UFOs and any of this stuff, because he's very thorough, and also he doesn't jump to a ton of conclusions, right? He's like, here's the information we have. I'm going to detail all of it in like a timeline type fashion so you guys can see exactly what's going on. And if you go back, he's got archives on his website back to 2009, right? Talking about all of this stuff. It's unbelievable the amount of information this guy has. And again, like very, very detailed, very not jumping to conclusions type stuff. It's important. Okay. There we go. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'll answer you in a sec, Todd. I got you. Tomas, again, talking, there is no maybe. Maybe is only with those without the exposure to it. All right, that's good stuff. It sounds like the one hand clapping in the forest, but I'm with you. That's good shit. All right, here we go. So this continues, right? So this guy basically goes down and breaks down the things that I just read, right? He kind of puts some of the language exactly, copied it from the document. Like the committee further directs to the report to include all these other things, which we talked about, right? Geospatial intelligence, signals intelligence, human intelligence, measurement and signals intelligence, et cetera, so on, right? All the way down, all the exact stuff we read. Now, he's got a part at the bottom here where he's got the analysis and comments, right? Now he says in a blog post dated July 9th, 2019, I posed the question: if the U.S. Office of Naval Intelligence now part of the ATIP effort, and concluded that it was, right? Remember, we've been saying this. Have we been saying this? This is what this guy said. So one more time. In a blog post dated July 9th, 2019, I posed the question: is the U.S. Office of Naval Intelligence now part of the ATIP effort? And concluded it was, right? So what does that say? Like all the people that have said, like ATIP, remember ATIP is part of the part of Lou Elizondo, Tom DeLonge, To the Stars Academy, right? So the U.S. Office of Naval Intelligence is now part of this effort, and he concluded this in 2019. So explain to me this. So if we have the government working with Tom DeLonge and TTSA, what is this now? Again, and also, where does the government end and where does TTSA begin? I think those are the disturbing questions here, especially considering that Lou Elizondo may or may not be a disinformation campaign, right? He may or may not be trying to throw this information out there to throw us off the trail, right? And so here we go. Number 2. On July 6, 2019, U.S. researcher Danny Silva noted that in episode 6 of the Unidentified TV series, which was To the Stars, their series on history, if you haven't seen it. I watched part of it tonight, and I'll bitch about that in a sec. Episode 6 of that Unidentified TV series, former Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program ATIP manager Luis Elizondo stated that, quote, ATIP is no longer run by a single office. There's now several offices that are engaged in this effort and is being run with official blessing. Okay, so there's that, right? So there's that. So, I guess it continues. Wait, does it continue here? No. Yeah, no. Okay. So anyway, please read this. If you guys are into this, what time is it? Where are we on the time? Where are we out on time? See, I got to do all things, right? Like I got to be a timekeeper. I got to make sure to read the chat. I got to read the things and it's fine. I'm not complaining, but I want to drink beer too. If you want to be part of the show, if you have comments on this, if you heard of this, give me a call, 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. You can find both of those, the phone number and the Discord link on troubledminds.org. Troubledminds.org is the official website. And there we go. I'll read some more of this. Because, again, Keith Basterfield is, again, very, very thorough. And I think this is the guy, this is probably the guy, right? Like, I would put him up there with... I think you would have to say he's probably the next version of what's his name? The best UFO researcher there was, the guy that passed away. I can't remember. Stanton Friedman. That's the guy. So he's kind of up there on that level. I'm sure he would deny that and say that's never the case because people that are good at what they do always deny it and say no, I'm not good. But anyway, Keith Basterfield. I'm linking this one more time. Read this if you want to. I'm going to read a little bit more of this and then we'll get into some of these other articles. But did you guys hear about this? This hit today or yesterday. It's been fast and close, and this is new. This is all new. What's up, Fenris Strange? I see you there. Twitch. Yeah, we're on Twitch, man. We're on Twitch. Just go to troubledminds.org. You can find us on Twitch. We have the link right on top of the page, or you can just search us on Twitch. Anyway, okay. So here's the thing. Now this is the thing. So what is this, right? So, okay, here we go. So Keith Basterfield continues off of UFOs scientific.blogspot.com. I'm gonna read more of this because this is important. Okay, and he's again one of the guys. He says the committee report provides the name Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force and places it at the Office of Naval Intelligence. We read that right off the government report. He continues, the language the report uses supports the notion that this task force is currently in existence. Remember what I said? So does the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force exist, or is it something they're going to make? It seems to implicate that it already exists, all right? He picked it up too. So he continues, and appears to suggest this may well be the new ATIP. The committee comments include the words and, quote, and the threat they pose to U.S. military assets and installations, not just naval assets. This is what you would expect from a task force which draws its members from various agencies, right? You see? Like, if you literally fine-tooth comb this, you see what they're saying here, right? You see what they're saying and what they're getting at. Anyway, like there's more of this. If you guys call, I'll take that. If you don't, I'll read more of this and whatever you got. And yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's see. Todd says ancient alien theorists agree. Yeah, exactly. Right. Giorgio, right? Like that's what it's all about. Okay, so let me explain. So I was going to go through why I was pissed off about watching that Unidentified. Does anybody remember this that watched this when it first came out? So when the first time, maybe I'm mistaken, but the first time it aired, Unidentified on History, I think it was 6 episodes. When Tom DeLonge first introduced himself, he said they put him on camera, and he said, they said, the most controversial person of the group is. Right, this guy, he's Blink 182, blah blah blah. Right, they do all the thing, and then they cut to him, and he goes, "I'm Tom fucking DeLonge." Right? Do you guys remember that? He actually said that. Like, tell me I'm not living in an alternate universe. He actually said that, and I went to get the clip tonight of him saying that, but of course they beeped it because it was a History Channel. So he's like, "I'm Tom DeLonge." Right? That's what he said. So I went back to get it tonight, and I think they cut a new version. I think they fixed it. I don't think he says that. Anyway, whatever. I think it's funny. I think it's funny that either I remember it weird or I'm pretty sure I don't because we talked about it on when it came out. I'm pretty sure. And that's why you do the show, right? That's why you do the show, because it's even though they change things, everything we say here, everything we talk about, I have links in the chat. I have links for everything we do, and then you can go back, and it's kind of for posterity a little bit, right? So anyway, like don't let me get hung up on that. Todd, I was going to answer that. He says, "Do you ever listen to Clyde Lewis, the Ground Zero radio show?" Let me tell you, Todd, Clyde Lewis is my hero, man. Like Clyde Lewis to me is the best radio dude in the country, period. And he's actually, to be perfectly honest with you, the inspiration for me doing this show. So yes, I listen to Clyde Lewis, and I think he's great. He's in Portland, Oregon. If anybody doesn't know. You can find him on TuneIn, and like I said, he's about to paywall his shows, unfortunately. But okay, anyway, Clyde Lewis, check him out. Literally, if he's on, and he's on right now, you should be listening to him instead of me. That's how good the guy is. He's way better, and I'm not saying I'm good. I'm saying he's just really, really good. He's the best in the country, I think, for this type of talk. So there we go. Anyway, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Finally, I get his name. Reading some of the chat. Let's see, what else? George sniffing his hair gel. Don't disrespect Giorgio. Yep. Sorry, big hair, Giorgio. Sorry. Ancient astronaut theorists agree. Yeah, whatever. Concur. Whatever it is. Tam bam. Hell yeah. All right. So Penny says that's because you rock, Mike, and always do drop. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys appreciate it for sure. Okay. So okay, here's the thing. Have you guys heard this? Have you guys heard about this news today? This was today. This is like kind of bubbling up yesterday and the last couple of days here, which is important why we talk about it now, because guess what? In a week, everything's going to change, right? In a week, everything changes, right? So this report's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to smack down. Maybe the document itself changes. And this happens a lot in government, by the way, guys. So right now on this stream, I had on the stream itself exactly what that document said, okay? I read it word for word. Now, here's the thing. Next week, that exact document may be taken down from that government link and something else re-uploaded that says something slightly different. And so that's what I mean. That's why this stuff is important. That's why cataloging things are important. That's why, what would you say? What's the term? Anyway, yeah, definitely good stuff. Okay, anyway, but it's important. It is important, right? So if they change it, we have the actual official document that came out and what people are talking about. So, and we can compare from there, can't we? We can look at it next week and say, well, things changed, didn't they? Things changed. It changes. Okay, anyway, there we go. Let's read more of this. Elizabeth says they are censoring history. Clyde KXL. Yeah, Clyde's on KXL in Portland. Fantastic, good stuff. Again, check him out if you don't. Thank you, Todd. Todd says Clyde is great, but the show is great also. Thank you. Again, with no Clyde, there'd be no me. Honestly, I heard him and I was inspired, and that's why I'm here. So you can thank Clyde twice. How about that? Okay, let's see. Okay, I see there, Penny. Okay, anyway, let's go. Let's keep moving here. Enough about me. Let's more about the rest of what we're talking about here. Let's do this. Let's finish this up with, or let's see, where are we at? We're not finished it up yet. We got plenty of time actually, so I can go through the rest of this Keith Basterfield document. So I did kind of go a little bit long because I knew the information was going to be short on this backside, because there's not really that much to talk about other than once you get through the document itself, you're like, well, all right, so it's there, but then what, right? What does it mean? Does it mean they've been working on this for a while? Does it mean that, right, that particular new thing that they said was like actually running, or I don't know. Let's read some more of this and then let's talk about it. Let's see. Let's see. 6:30 a.m. in Kentucky. Are you serious? No. The math doesn't work like that. Oh. I see. For something else. How in the world do you guys find time for all this? Says Sherry. Well, sometimes you got to make time. You mean me or them? Me or them? I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's read some more of this. Uh-oh. I've got a bad dog here. Okay, let's read some more of this. We got number 3 from Keith Basterfield, UFO Scientific Research Blogspot. Again, like this is what I'm saying. This is 6:30 a.m. in England. There you go. Again, thanks again, Bunny. Penny Bunny always staying up to listen to us. That is the ultimate compliment, right? She's literally staying up all night to listen to this show. And if we're not even remotely good, well, you'd been asleep hours ago, I guess. So I appreciate that. Thanks for always being here. Okay, here we go. Let's continue. Number 3. This is from, again, Keith Basterfield. Probably, like I said, the new Stanton Friedman, in my opinion. Very detailed. Maybe doesn't do the FOIA stuff, but he does dig into exactly. He's kind of like a little bit like UFO Joe, right? UFO Joe's good. Joe Mergia, we had him on the show. He's good. He does a little bit more speculation, and Keith Basterfield does a little less. So there you go. I think you can compare the two that way. So both good. Kind of you get a different product here. So here we go. Number 3. So Keith Basterfield continues about the analysis of this document we're talking about. The main thrust of the committee's comments is a call for a detailed report within 180 days of the date of enactment of the bill, which we already said that, and provides some fairly detailed things which are to be reported upon. Specifically, that it must include data held by the task force, which should therefore include data obtained by ATIP. Note that the report is to be unclassified. Like I said, unclassified, right? So we have transparency, right? We have transparency, and that this is unclassified would be transparency. So that's why I think that's why the UFO community is like stoked about this. Like everybody that's in the know is really excited about this, because it could mean all that stuff I was always talking mess about, Tom DeLonge and all the rest of these guys, and maybe they were a part of this. Maybe they forced this to happen, right? So maybe I have to eat my words at some point, okay? Which is fine. Again, I'm fine being wrong because we're supposed to be. We're human, right? It's fine. But the thing is that the report is to be unclassified, which means we can hear and read some of this, even if it's redacted, right? We can definitely do this. Okay, so here we go. That's number 3, to be unclassified. Number 4. Interestingly, so he's got 8 here, and they start getting shorter. But these are his takes on what's happening here. Number 4, Keith Basterfield, UFO Scientific Research.blogspot.com. Good stuff. Number 4. Interestingly, this is mention of the FBI. There is mention of the FBI, presumably the Federal Bureau of Investigation, of course, right? A detailed analysis of data of the FBI, which is derived from investigations of intrusions of unidentified aerial phenomena data over restricted United States airspace, right? And then he continues, this is now not a quote, while I was aware that the United States Air Force Office of Special Investigations did look into the release of the U.S. Navy videos, I do not recall hearing of any FBI investigation. I'd appreciate hearing from any blog reader who knows more about this aspect. Now, again, he's right there. So they did mention the FBI. And notice we were talking about the Navy, basically. We were talking about the Pentagon. We were talking about some other different organizations, but they, up to this point that I've seen, and he's concurring, I've never seen an FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, detailed analysis of anything talking about UFOs and American airspace or any of that. So if it's listed, right, in this government document, you have to presume at some point the FBI did get involved. And so maybe the FOIA guys will jump on this. I'm sure they're all over this when they saw this, because once you get a government document that kind of hints this or that, these guys jump on it because it takes years to get the shit back, but they jump on it because now they can cite a government document and say, okay, well, maybe the FBI does have information about this, and they go after it. So anyway, important stuff here. And there it is. Anyway, so I'm probably boring you guys to tears at this point. This is a really in-depth analysis of this, not by me, by Keith Basterfield, just kind of going through and standing on the shoulders of giants right here. But what do you think? Have you guys heard of this? Is this something new to you? Am I bringing it to you for the first time? If I am, that's good. I think you should know about this. I think you should know where our tax money's going. I think that if this is important, you think there's actually aliens out there. And if we're going to pay for anything, we may as well pay tax money to get the aliens, right? So who knows? Who really knows? So let me know. Let me know if you guys have heard about this. One more time, if you want to be on the show, 702-957-1037. You can click the Discord link and join the show that way. You can you can find both the phone number and the Discord link at troubledminds.org. Okay, here we go. So let's see. FBI. Okay, so after the FBI, now this continues. I'm going to go back to this. Still waiting for a phone call if you guys want to be on the show. I left some time at the back end, of course, because, well, let me know what you think. Love to know what you think. Here we go. Number 5. The committee also wishes to be provided with a detailed description of an interagency process for timely data collection and centralized analysis of all unidentified aerial phenomena reporting for the federal government, regardless of which service or agency acquired the information. Right? That's the quote from the document we read. He continues, this requirement looks to provide a central point of contact for data, right? Which can only be a good thing. So it almost seems like kind of like how they built Space Force, right? That you have this situation where they're also somehow maybe kind of putting together behind the scenes, or maybe right in front of us here on this document, this government document, that they're going to put together some sort of like UFO task force, right? Like an actual, who knows, maybe it becomes part of Space Force. That would make sense, wouldn't it? That would make the most sense to me. Okay. Let's see. So, okay, here we go. Let's see. All right. New info. Yes. No. Okay, good. Yeah. Like, there you go. Like Larry said it, like, is this the real X-Files, right? Is this literally, so if we literally have the FBI involved now, and they're creating some sort of like, offshoot, a branch of, like a government intelligence to look into UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, guys, that's UFOs, by the way, the newfangled term, right? Then yeah, I think you're right. Larry. This is the real X-Files, kind of, right? Like this is them maybe finally acknowledging that this needs to happen, and maybe in a more public space. So yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy stuff. Okay, let's see. Again. Okay, good comments, guys. A couple more here, and then we'll move on to the next. We got several articles about this. Lots of people with different takes. And again, like I said, I started with this guy, and I want to be most thorough with him because I think he is the most thorough in his, without leaping to conclusions, okay? Kind of trying to read between the lines and seeing exactly what they're talking about. One more time, Keith Basterfield, fantastic. I can't say enough about the guy. UFOs-scientificresearch.blogspot.com. All these links will be in YouTube when we're done, so you can follow up and read this. Please give the guy the clicks. Please go and read this and leave a comment on his blog and all the rest of this. Definitely good stuff. It just hit today, so here we go. So number 6, note that there remains a perspective expressed that the phenomena may be due to foreign adversaries, although there have been strong indications that this is not the case from a number of sources, right? And like I said, in there, they did leave a perspective. He's completely right. Like I said when we read through it the first time, that they're kind of pointing out that maybe, let's say, China or Russia or somebody else has cracked the code to some sort of advanced propulsion. And so now it's open to that, right? But again, this is a little bit of the scary part, because to me it turns into like well, we have to spend more money to find out, don't we? We haven't been spending enough money. Let's spend more money to find out, right? I don't know. I think that turns us into a a really bad situation, right? Because it's like this was my beef with Tom DeLonge and the TTSA all along. Okay, is that when you watch the Unidentified program, it was very much a threat narrative from the first bit to the last bit. Okay, and so it almost seemed like they wanted something out of this, not them in particular, but to push an agenda for sure. And so the agenda was the threat, right? And again, so if there is a threat and it's China, by all means, let's spend the money and find out, right? If it's Russia, by all means. If it's somebody on this earth, by all means, let's spend the money and find out. But if this is actual aliens or interdimensional or whatever the hell you want to call it, right? If this is actually not of this world, why on God's green earth do we think we could outspend the aliens? You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm saying. I think this is like one of those caveats in the clause here that, well, just in case it might be China, we need to spend a lot more money on this, right? And again, like our defense budget isn't big enough. Anyway, there we go. Just one man's take on that. Here we go. Number 7. This is like Keith Basterfield again, his takes on this this document. He says, finally, the report must include recommendations for future action, such as collection, research, funding, and resources. Note that there is no mention of fiscal year 2021 funding for any of this in the bill, as funding for intelligence programs comes from separate appropriations legislation. And that's my problem with this a little bit. Which, of course, there's no funding attached, which means some people have argued that it's better because that means it'll get put through, and we might see some unclassified UFO stuff, right? However, if it goes to like a SAP or a funding for a intelligence program that is not on the books somewhere, then we have a different problem, don't we? Okay, so anyway, number 8. Of course, he says any of the above depends on the passage of the bill. On the passage of the bill into law and an act. And he's right. That's what I was saying, okay? So, like, it doesn't matter because this is not a thing yet. It's still like a twinkle in daddy's eye, so to speak. It's not even a thing. So it came out and everybody got excited about it. It didn't pass anything. It still needs to be passed into a bill and then into the act itself. And then after that, presumably they would have to fund it, okay? So there's a lot of steps between now and then when we're talking about this. And he says at the end here, nevertheless, a very interesting development, which to a large degree has been one of the main actions which To the Stars of Academy of Arts and Science, TTSA, has been working on in the background. Kudos to them. Okay, there we go. So Keith Basterfield thinks kudos to TTSA. And what do you guys think? I think that's the bottom line. It doesn't matter what we think. What do you think? What do you think? I already tell you what I think all kinds because I have to fill 3 hours with talking, right? But yeah, here we go. We got some good comments. Let's read some comments. I'm going to put up the phone number. If you guys have takes on this, give me a call. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord. One more time, I can't say enough good stuff about Keith Basterfield and his UFO blog right there. I'm going to link it one more time. You guys can check it out yourself. But this is the point. This is the whole point of all of this. Is where now, right? Does this get funded? Does this not get funded? Was this just a tease, like an election year tease? Was this what actually is this? There's somebody out there like trolling us? Like who the hell knows what's going on? Okay, so let's see. Let's read some comments here. Todd says they're releasing this stuff. It's way deeper than we know. Yeah, if they're releasing it. Yeah, exactly. So if they're releasing this now, and they've said that there's now back to the thing real quick. They said back to the document itself. They said that there's an actual let's see, page 11. There's an actual thing called Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, right? One more time. We're hearing about this for the first time. The committee supports the efforts of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force at the Office of Naval Intelligence. All right? There's something called the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, and that's ridiculous. Is that ridiculous? Like people are freaking out and wanted a T-shirt that said that. Paul says full circle, maybe, right? And then Tomas says that them perspectives make lies seem true. Do they not? I think so. I think that's the thing, right? So are they lying to us? Do they just want more defense budget? Do they want to pay off Bigelow some more? Like what's going on here? Do they want to pay off DeLonge and these guys for maybe their disinformation campaign? Back to the very beginning of this, when we first started this, Michael said Tom DeLonge is a psyop, right? And it doesn't mean he's lying though, right? Psyop can just mean perception management. So maybe that's what we're talking about here. Maybe we're talking about we know exactly what's up. We know this is a bunch of BS, but they're trying to massage it in such a way that they can take the funds out of it and who knows, enrich their friends. I don't know. Like, I hate to be that skeptical about this stuff, but sometimes I tell you what. Todd says keep roasting China. Okay, you got it, buddy. And Kurt says demons or fallen. Talked about UFOs, maybe talking about these guys. I'm not sure on the conversation here in chat, but let's see. What else do we got? Kurt says man had no humility. They think they can defeat supernatural. Yeah, again, like I said, you can't outspend the aliens. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. Some of us already know how deep it is, says Paul. Could be. Let's see. What else? Let's see. Tamron says, I still think the release of all the documents and the truth of alien existence is so slow. And I think that's what I'm saying. That's part of the frustration here. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm definitely not the only one. And so these are the types of situations like the speed of government, they say, right? Which the shit just, it's like dragging through the mud constantly. By the way, like everybody waiting for their second stimulus payment, right? As there's millions, dozens of millions unemployed and waiting in line at food banks and, you know, about to be kicked out from their places because the moratorium on evictions are expiring. I mean, there's a lot here, a lot of like stuff to really loathe government, right? So anyway, yeah. So definitely good stuff. Do check out this blog again. I can't say enough about Keith Basterfield. Really good stuff. Now this is the Silver Record. This is by Danny Silva, and he's talking about this the exact same thing because, like I said, all the guys in the UFO community that write articles about this stuff, this hit and all their shit came out today. So let's look at some of this. So he's got it in here. He's got some of his takes on it, right? Danny Silva, pretty good stuff. I wouldn't put him in the same. Well, I'm not gonna. Well, yeah, I'll just say it. I wouldn't put this guy in the same category as Keith Basterfield because he seems to be a little bit. I don't know. He was spurging out on Twitter today. There you go. I'll say it. Spurging out. Okay, here we go. So he says that thanks to Steve McDaniel for this lead and Post Disclosure World for alerting me to it. Okay, so there we go. He put a couple links in there. Post Disclosure World, of course, is UFO Jesus on if you guys know him on YouTube. Here we go. So a bill written by Marco Rubio and others now in the agenda of fiscal year 2021 and includes references to UAP and advanced aerial threats. The work that TTSA and the current UAP program have done to brief politicians and others has worked. However, now the bill has to be approved and become an act. Contrary to previous directions to contact lawmakers, the UFO community must now give these lawmakers space to work and get this bill approved. Otherwise, the lawmakers and politicians may become overwhelmed and drop the effort. This bill represents years of hard work, and the progress it can lead to, if passed, is very exciting. And so there we go. More analysis is on the way, and as this blog will be updated. Because again, right, this just came out. This is all brand new stuff. So here we go. Now, this is where I saw some of this other stuff. And this is great. Silver Record sorting other sources. Silver Record, Danny Silva, is citing other sources. See what I did there? Sorting other sources. That's not what I meant. Citing other sources. And he says Politico's Brian Bender chimes in. Actually, excuse me, just one sec. Play some music. I got to grab a new beer. I will be right back. But here you go. Check this out. I'll be back. Don't worry. Give me just 90 seconds. 1 minute. I'll be right back. Play this music. Welcome back. You're listening to Troubled Minds. I'm Michael Strange. And this is the music. Let's kill the music. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Here we go. See, I need commercial breaks. I need to actually hit the button just for a minute to get me out of here. Stretch my legs before I get like a cramp in my neck type of thing. Here we go. Okay, so this is one more time. Silverrecord.com, and he posts this. Brian Bender on Twitter says, Senate Intelligence Committee wants a government-wide report in 190 days on UFOs, and it wants to be unclassified. This is a big deal. Congress is stepping in to force unified and public reporting. So Danny says on Twitter here, again, like these are it's interesting in this day and age because you can see these folks on Twitter and see how this thing actually kind of shook out, how the conversation happened. Danny says, doesn't the bill have to be passed first before the 180-day timeline to the report? Brian says, yes, bill needs to be passed by both houses, then the clock starts. But I don't see how this could how they could take it out. And then he says, Danny says, do you have any kind of odds on if this bill will pass? And are they usually passed historically, or can you share any insight on that? Brian Bender says, I don't recall too many fights on the floor over this bill, which sets policy for the intelligence community. And language like this calling for a report with no money attached isn't usually very controversial, right? Because again, no funding, so nobody really cares. There's nothing to fight over. So Brian says that this was a big win for those who want more answers and transparency about what the government knows or thinks it knows. Just having a central recounting of what data is being collected moves the ball quite a bit here. And so again, like I said, you just gotta have a Twitter account, and sometimes, bam, you can have your own blog just by ripping Twitter stuff and having conversations with people on Twitter. Pretty fantastic here. So Brian Bender continues. The test, though, will be in what they actually deem unclassified. They could technically meet the letter of the law with a few pages summarizing the classified annex that the provision also mentions. But what's interesting is how detailed it says the report needs to be. How detailed. So there we go. And then he's got a link to Keith Basterfield, which again we started with because I think he's probably the top guy here. So who's Brian Bender? That's a good question. Let's find out who Brian Bender is real quick, and then we'll go from there. But let's see. Good comments here. We'll get to this stuff in just a sec. Get to your good comments in just a sec. But let's find out who Brian Bender is real quick. I had it, but I'm a slacker. What can you do? Here we go. Brian Bender is this guy right here. He is a senior national correspondent at Politico. Here we go. Here's Brian Bender. Let me put it up on a thing. And there we go. There we go. Brian Bender. Now you got it. Now we know who he is. So I cover national security, space, and random policy wonkery. So he's actually there. He's in the middle of this and kind of knows how policy gets passed in the government. And so he's a good source there. So again, right, this is what I'm saying. So if you can get people to contact you and ask them questions about these things on Twitter, bam, just like that. You're a source. Okay, here we go. Now we have the drive.com. Now here's their take on this. Now the drive.com, we're going to do this entire thing because as usual, they have a lot of very, very detailed writing on this stuff. This is by Joseph Trevithick is his name. June 23rd again, 2020. This is today, but this is pretty much like most of this is exactly what we read. But here we go. So it's important to note that the Senate still has to finalize its Intelligence Authorization Act, right? So this is all, again, this is all nothing. It's not here yet. It's just not here yet, guys. So I don't know. As much as it says, do you think this is a bunch of BS? Do you think we should be excited about this? How do you feel about this? I could read the rest of this stuff. I feel like I'm just talking to myself here at this point. But if you guys want to be on the show and let me know what's happening, who said they're leaving? Somebody out. Later, Todd. Is Todd out? Todd's out. All right. This again, like I said, I kind of didn't want to go too long on this because we end up kind of reading like the exact same article, just 5, 6, 7 different people's takes on it. So there's that. So I don't want to stick to this for too long, but how do you guys feel about it? If you want to be part of the show, let me know. And 702-957-1037, click the Discord link. You can get on the show that way, and we'll talk about UFOs and these other things. So there we go. For now, we will. What do we do? Okay, so there's some other stuff. There's some other documents that came out that I thought were pretty interesting. We should look at here. And I try. I think none of these guys take me seriously. I think the UFO community here. But I'll tell you about that in a sec. But it seems like I don't know. I think just people have to trust you now. It's this day and age of like you end up you ask somebody to be on the show or just even for a comment and they ignore you entirely. It's just because I think everybody thinks everything's a trap, because everybody's so hostile and calling everybody out and you're a fraud or you're this or that. Anyway, whatever. Here we go. Let's go to this. The Alt Press, thealtpress.com. Now, now the headline here is Tom DeLonge's TTSA wants to change how information is classified. And To the Stars Academy wants the public to have access to more government information on UFOs. Okay, which no shit. We all do, right? We all do. So for some reason, I don't know why they're listening to this guy or these guys, or again, why this is not like a CIA psyop. But anyway, on June 23rd, Tom DeLonge took to social media to share that To the Stars Academy was able to get language regarding unidentified aerial phenomena inserted into Senate Select Committee on Intelligence Authorization Act, which we have talked about ad nauseum. If passed, how the government conceals and reports on classified information regarding UFOs would change, right? But again, right, it depends on how they classify them. So it continues. To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences has been at the forefront of recent government involvement with UFOs. They released 3 videos in December 2017 and March 2018 that showed objects in the sky, reportedly date back to the mid-2000s. We know all about this. We've talked about this ad nauseum. We all know, right? Again, so many articles on this came out today. This spilled into the media. They're talking about it, so we're talking about it. Just so we could just cover the bases, right, and see what's going on. I think probably the more interesting thing about this particular document, the government thing that came out today, is how it's going to develop in the next probably like couple 3-4 weeks type of thing. I think that's going to be the more interesting. But anyway, important to point this out. So here we go. DeLonge shared that their proposal has been successfully added into the Senate Select Committee, right? So he's saying it was their proposal. The proposal, however, still has various other steps to go through before it become law. And this is the exact same thing that we talked about. This is Tom DeLonge on Instagram, and he copied the exact point that we read. And again, threw it up there, right? So the proposal was added to the Senate Collect by Chris Mellon. Mellon is a chairman of To the Stars Academy. He is also a chairman of the National Security Policy Advisory Board. Collectively, To the Stars Academy believes that having access to more UFO government documents will allow national security to be stronger. The information could also allow for future scientific breakthroughs. Okay, so is this actually part of what TTSA said they were going to do with Chris Mellon and Tom DeLonge and Lou Elizondo and Hal Puthoff? And is this really what's going on here? Are we really in the day and age where we have the guy from Blink 182 bringing in an actual disclosure? Is this happening? Is this really happening? I don't know. I don't know what to think. I think a lot of this is gets me suspicious. Continually suspicious. You wonder, right? So how come the guy, Lou Elizondo, had to leave the government to join a private organization with Chris Mellon on the board to get Chris Mellon to go back and get this bill started to bring UFO transparency? So why would you have to leave the government to somehow get pressure on the government to make this happen, right? Again, that is kind of fuckery in my head. Okay, so anyway, we got some more here. Politico. Now this is from, I think it's that individual, is it Brian Bender? The guy that was on the show, Unidentified here. Let's see. What's up, Christina? How you doing? Thanks for showing up tonight. I see you on YouTube there. Here we go. I'm linking this, and you guys can check it out. Let's see. What happened to Gator? I have no idea. Who's Gator? Here we go. Okay, so senators want the public to see the government's UFO reports. Blah. We saw this. Blah, blah. We've been talking about this. This is Brian Bender. This is actually from the guy that was in the Unidentified. So he was actually in the show. He's the reporter from Politico. Blah blah. We've read all this. We've talked about all this. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think at this point, we could probably just end this sucker. Unless you guys have takes on this. I mean, I have one more document I want to show you that kind of lines up some of this and kind of doesn't, but it's definitely got some bizarre language in it and some of the things that just make all of this seem suspicious as hell. But what do you think? So give me a call if you want to be part of the show. Time for you. If not, then we'll just end this a little bit early because I don't think I have anything interesting to say because it just hit. It's basically the document itself and then, some people's hot takes on it. And there's not really any hot takes at all at this point. So anyway, not yet. Not quite yet. So here we go. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord, troubledminds.org. You can find the Discord and the phone number. Get on here and tell me what you think. But I'm probably about to wind this up just because I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. And yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's move to this. Now this is from the blackvault.com. Now check this out. Now this is an actual document that was released by the government. Now this is crazy, right? Now we're moving off that other thing. This is not the same thing. All right. This is a budget. Let's see, a budget 2021 budget document. Okay, fiscal year 2021 budget document. This is from the blackvault.com. Like I said, John Greenwald Jr., we talk about this guy often on the show. He's fantastic. Does his FOIA work and has a lot of good takes on this stuff. But listen to this. Now this is I don't know, maybe it brings it all together. Maybe this is not the same thing at all. I have no idea. But again, fantastic resource. I don't know if he got this from a public source or if he had to do some work to get this. But anyway, here we go. This is from I'm going to read this. This is crazy. In the budget for America's future for fiscal year 2021, President Donald J. Trump's Office of Management and Budget they outline wasteful and unnecessary spending. On page 14 of the document makes reference to funding going towards preparing religions for discovering extraterrestrial life. You hear what I just said? I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? We're spending money on this. Hold on one sec. I hear you guys talking about religion there. Let's get to some religion and what the hell this means with UFOs. So here we go. Now, this is, again, I'm linking this. The Black Vault, John Greenwald Jr. does fantastic work. I know he's got plenty of critics, but I think he's got a lot of good information too. So here we go. This is what it says right here in the document. This is stopping wasteful and unnecessary spending. Okay. So first, it says all government programs should have a direct, clear, and immediate purpose and not duplicate other programs. Right. I think we could all agree with that. Now check this out. Second, listen to this. All federal spending should provide a necessary public service and serve a clear national interest. So far, so good. No problem. It continues. American taxpayers deserve a government that is not spending taxpayer dollars to support a Muppet retro spectacle in New Zealand or millions to prepare religions for discovering extraterrestrial life. And then in parentheses it says, which are real and unfortunate examples of wasteful spending. Now look at this. It says, now the wording is a little bit provocative, right? So, okay. American taxpayers deserve a government that is not spending taxpayer dollars to support a Muppet retro spectacle in New Zealand or millions to prepare religions for discovering extraterrestrial life. And then in parentheses, which are real and unfortunate examples of wasteful spending. Right? For uncovering extraterrestrial life, which are real, right? In parentheses, right? So again, of course, they're not really saying extraterrestrial life is real, but if they're spending $1 million, I think what this program it is, to prepare religions for discovering extraterrestrial life, what the hell's going on here? So this is a long document, I think 138 pages, something like that. But there's other good stuff here. So this continues. So this is on page, what is this? Okay, so this is from the Black Vault. He says, it is believed the reference funding ties into the $1 million NASA program posted in the Congressional Record of January 2017. And again, fantastic work by John Greenwald Jr. pulling this stuff up. That again, like I said, I tried to tweet him, get him on the show, comment on this. I think maybe he thought I was joking or not taking him seriously. I don't know. Anyway, he does great work. I think he's a great dude. He doesn't seem to be too terrible with this type of stuff because, well, I go to his site a lot, and that tells you a lot. So here we go. This is where this came from. A $1 million NASA project is preparing the world's religions for the possible discovery of extraterrestrial life forms. $1 million to prepare the world's religions for the possible discovery of extraterrestrial life forms. You say it twice. It doesn't even seem real, does it? Hold on. I'm going to zoom it in. And you guys can, yeah. There we go. So on this page, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You can get the document yourself and go down to it. And what the hell's going on here? This is where this came from. So one more time. American taxpayers deserve a government that is not spending taxpayer dollars to support a Muppet retro spectacle in New Zealand. I don't know what that's about, by the way. Or, this is the crazy part, millions to prepare religions for discovering extraterrestrial life. Yeah. You tell me. You tell me. I don't know. Yeah, Penny says that's odd. It mentions New Zealand. That's where our so-called new king comes from. Really? I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard that. I think the Canadians get the king and the queen news. We don't get any of that over here. They don't let us. So it's not allowed. Tomas says the alien theory is only partially true. Elizabeth says Space Force. Yeah, maybe. I think wouldn't that be interesting if some of this somehow tied into Space Force or ended up as part of their purview, or who knows? Who knows what's going on here? Let's see. Okay, we're talking God and religion in the chat there. That's beyond my scope of expertise. But anyway, again, one more time. Like so these are actual government documents. One more time, where we're talking about spending $1 million to prepare religions for discovering extraterrestrial life. Right? Is that crazy? I think that's crazy. If you ask me, that's crazy. All right, let's go to Twitter real quick and finish this up. We've got Tom DeLong. Now, if you guys want to help this, there you go. Penny says it's not news. That's all covered up. Yeah, I agree. Everything's covered up. Yeah, exactly, Nikki. I have no idea what a Muppet retrospectacle is. If you know, somebody tell me. I have no idea. If it sounds like a giant Muppet show that they're spending taxpayer money on, I'm pissed. But I don't know what else it could be. Okay, so anyway, we could probably Google that at some point. Actually, I'll do that at the end of this, just so we can maybe find out what that is. Okay, now here we go. This is Tom DeLong tweeted this. Email at Marco Rubio to support UFO/UAP legislation. Everyone must push. If this becomes law, then Congress will finally have the tools, meaning a law demanding Congress is to be informed for the first time, and only then can it be brought out to the world if our elected officials know, right? So back to like the X-Files bear, right? Where we have the smoking people in the dark room and the suits, and like a very, very tiny circle of people. Now we have this, and he's saying that if this gets pushed through, then Congress at large has to be briefed about UFOs and UAPs. Okay, and so again, Christopher Mellon says anyone can email Senator Rubio to voice support for the bill here. So there it is. So if you guys want things to this. There you go. There's me down here. Election year drama, big whoop. It will begin receding and start the hibernation cycle for 4 years, exactly Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. That's what I said in the tweet. But anyway, so I think that's the thing here. If you guys want this pushed through, I think there's an actual. Let's get Christopher Mellon here and get the. There you go. If you want to contact Marco Rubio, here's his contact information. Let's put this on here. I'll throw this on the show links and you can check it out. But I don't know, like, what does this actually mean? I think we're at a point now where it's so convoluted and it seems very, in my opinion, very CIA disinformation style. I don't know. But here we go. Here's the form, the email form. If you want to contact Marco Rubio and tell him, give me the aliens now. You can do it. If he's part of the Intelligence Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee. So you don't have to live in Florida to do this. There you go. You can give him a call for media inquiries. Please contact our Washington office. I may have to do that, and then tell him I'm part of the media. And here we go. So a couple more Twitters, and then we're gonna Google Muppet retrospectacle, and then we'll be out of here. But here we go. One more Twitter. This is from Tom Rogan, and this is notable. In my opinion, he says, the critical tell here is the strategic reference, okay, in this document. That means U.S. nuclear forces. And Rubio knows full well, but can't say because it's presently classified, that UFOs have tended since the late 1940s to appear near military nuclear platforms. Okay, now this is the weird part, and I wanted to point this out because this is important, isn't it? Or is it not? Hear me out, and then you tell me. So, Lou Elizondo was head of ATIP, working for the government, okay? Then, so supposedly he would know about this, okay? Where Rubio knows full well, but can't say that UFOs since the 1940s were always checking out our military nuclear platforms, right? So presumably, if he can't say it, then Lou Elizondo can't say it. But then he comes out with the unidentified, and then he, again, I've said in the past, he kind of regurgitates some of these UFO tropes that turn up on these other shows or some of these other accounts. So which is it? So can Rubio say this? I mean, it's on the History Channel program, right? Like time and again. And then Lou Elizondo, who has a clearance still, as far as I'm aware, and hasn't lost it and hasn't been put in jail, as far as I'm aware. Now he can say this and put this on a History Channel program. I think there's something amiss here. Something amiss here. There's something not quite right. Not quite right. Matt, what's up? Says a Muppet Retro Spectacle, a 3-week festival to celebrate Jim Henson. That sounds like a hell of a time to me. Tamron wants to know I wonder how much a hammer costs for Space Force. $50K? Yeah, probably $50K. Probably $50K for just the handle. You got to pay extra for the actual hammer part on top. Yeah. Okay. We good. All right. Here we go. So anyway, you get what I'm saying here. And then here's Brian Bender. This is the guy. Oh, I already did that. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? There's a lot here. There's a lot of really weird shit. We're gonna Google Muppet Retro Spectacle, and then we're done. Then we're done. So if you guys want to be on the show, you have takes on this. I know this is the back half a little bit boring because it seems like it's exciting, right? But what's here? A whole lot of nothing yet. Like, we've had promises before. We've had people make claims before. We've had all kinds of stuff, right? Give us the damn UFOs, people. Like, how hard is this, right? Come on. Let's see. All right, let's see. Muppet Retro Spectacle. There we go. Maybe you're right. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there it is. the Jim Henson Retro Spectacle live in concert. Hold on. New Zealand. I'm going to type New Zealand. Are you kidding me? Are we really paying for this stuff? I mean, Jim Henson was fantastic. And the Muppets are great. But I'm, no longer 10. So, or less than that. Yeah, I guess. What the hell is this? No. All right, here we go. I guess we're going to look at this. Here's the press conference for the Muppet. STG interviews Ernie and Bert. The Muppets Retro Spectacle. Okay, I don't know what this is all about, but let's play this. Let's find out.
Well, Bert and Ernie, welcome to New Zealand.
Oh, thank you so much, Shane. Oh, we're so happy to be here.
Yeah, here in Wellington.
Oh,
we're going to be doing a great concert in a couple of days.
Yeah, doing a concert in the meantime.
Jim Henson Retro Spectacle Concert.
That's what it says on the sign there.
That's what it says,
Yes, it does. So, one question before we get to the interview. What New Zealand sayings have you learned?
Wait, this isn't a part of the interview?
Yep.
It's a question. Okay, you're asking a question. This is a pre-interview question.
It's almost. Yeah,
I just want to be clear on this.
Is it clear? Yes, it is.
Okay. What was the question again?
Well, he wants to know if we've learned any New Zealand sayings, Bert.
Oh.
Like let's see. Let me think of a good New Zealand saying here.
I can't think of any. No. Do you have one for us?
You want to teach us one?
Yeah.
We'd love to learn.
We love to learn.
Bert and I are all about learning.
Okay, I'll teach you one. In New Zealand, when we don't want to do something, we say yeah, nah.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Actually, I did learn one, Bert. You did this one earlier. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Yeah. What is this? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's a greeting. It's
hello.
Oh,
it's hello.
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Hey, I like
Kia
that.
ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora, Bert. Yeah, no.
Kia ora, Ernie.
All right. So what's
Okay, so I'm going to link this. I'm not going to watch the rest of this because this is a little bit painful. But apparently, the American taxpayers have funded the Muppet Retro Spectacle in New Zealand. I had no idea. Yeah, so I'll bet you that entire document, that second document there. Again, one more time, I'm going to link it. It's on got the John Greenwald salt, John Greenwald Jr. His site. I mean, not his salt, his site. He's got this here. The budget document for stop wasteful and unnecessary spending, and now that's how we found out what a. Okay, I'll put it back on. Sorry, Tam. I'll put it back on. It was driving me nuts, but okay. We'll watch. I haven't watched Bert and Ernie since I can't tell you how long. Okay, there we go. Let's finish this up, and then we'll finish this show. Here we go. All right, action.
Can the audience expect from the Retro Spectacle?
Has the interview started now?
Yes, Bert. I think this is the interview.
Okay. What can people expect? Well, they can expect lots of songs from Ernie and myself and some of our other Sesame Street pals, and And also, the Muppets are going to be
Yeah,
there.
I think the Muppets are going to be there. Very excited to see the Muppets.
And something called a Fraggle.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that is. But yeah, a lot of music, a lot of original music from all those guys, all our friends. And also, I think during the entire retrospectacle, there's going to be films.
Yeah.
There's been films. Yeah.
It's all about this guy named Jim Henson.
Jim Henson.
Yeah.
We're not exactly sure who he is.
Yeah.
But
he was a swell guy, though.
We understand he had a hand in everything.
I believe he did. He did. Yes. Yep. And so what are you going to do after the retrospectacle? Do you think you'll take a show on the road a bit more, or
I think we're going to go home to Sesame
we'll probably
Street.
go back to Sesame Street.
Go back.
But you know, before we go back to Sesame Street, we're going to tour all around Wellington. You know, we're going to check out the beautiful harbor. Maybe take a hike up Mount Victoria.
You know, a hike? I didn't bring my hiking boots or anything.
Well, it's okay, Bert. It's just a short hike, but it's a beautiful view from the top up there.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Yeah, we want to see as much as we can while we're here.
Did you bring your rubber ducky?
Well, of course I brought my rubber ducky. I don't travel anywhere. Ernie doesn't travel anywhere without his trusty rubber ducky.
It's true.
Actually, rubber ducky and I are going to go swimming in the harbor.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough. That is enough. I'm sorry, I can't do it. If you guys want the link, here's the link. Here's the link. You guys can watch it yourself. Again, I haven't watched that much Bert and Ernie since I was very, very young. And yeah, no. There you go. You have it. But anyway, so what brought us here, this is the crazy part, right? What brought us here is that document from John Greenwald Jr. on the blackvault.com. He's saying, he posted this document, the budget for America's future in fiscal year 2021, President Donald J. Trump's Office of Management and Budget. They outlined wasteful and unnecessary spending. And now that we know what the Muppet retrospectacle in New Zealand actually was, now what was the millions to prepare religions for discovering extraterrestrial life? I think that's the question. I think that's the real question. All right, let's play the real outro music. We're done. We're done here. Again, we'll keep an eye on this stuff as it develops because that's what we do. But I don't know. Like I said, there were a lot of people really excited about this, and I was less excited. It's like, oh, great. So we get some guy coming out of the government with UFO secrets he can't tell anybody. He does a crappy show, releases some compelling videos that he can't really elaborate on too much, and then we can't get more videos 3 years later. And now it leads to this. We have to go back into the bureaucracy and try and get something back out of them. I mean, dear Lord, right? Dear Lord, this seems like a futile effort, and here we are wondering, asking, and getting nothing, as it were. As it were. Let's see. Cameron says, I feel like watching that made me drop an IQ. Yeah, probably. Nikki says, surely New Zealanders would have paid tickets for the show, right? Exactly. You would think so. I would hope so. It was not free, right? What else do we got? Another good comment, and we're out of here. Let's see. We had some good stuff. What the fuck am I watching? Yeah, okay, exactly. The Muppet retrospectacle. There we go. Tamron says they should just give us all the alien documents, just like they did with the Hillary emails. And continues, we'll eventually get over the shock and move on. And I think that's a great comment. And maybe that tells us these documents. Well, I guess maybe the UFO documents didn't exist in Hillary's closet, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why we didn't get them, because otherwise they'd be out there, right? Anyway, all right, we're done with this. We'll be back on Friday night, and we'll do some more. Maybe not UFOs, because, well, this stuff gets tedious, because you're trying to follow the documents. It gives you a headache. You get nothing out of it. I almost feel like we should get some shitty CGI UFO videos and watch those. You know what I mean? We know they're fake, but for crying out loud, like, it's more entertaining than this crap. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. You're the best. I know it's a long show, etc., so on. This one more boring in particular. I had some clips I was going to play, but we didn't get to them, so we'll get to them next time. So I got some really good space news and some really interesting shit to talk about. So we'll start with that next time, and then we'll get to whatever we get to. So one more time. As we finish, I'm gonna hit the music button, and here you go, bingo. Good night, Penny. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. I know it's late over there. Thanks for staying up. Appreciate that. Everybody else, thanks for all the great comments and chat. I know you guys are having some religion conversations, which is fantastic because, well, that's what the show's about, really. Not particularly religion per se, but it's definitely about all the things that are worth a conversation. And I think definitely the religions of the world are. So, yeah, at the end. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate that, my man. When are we going to talk about cryptids again? Cryptids? I got a cryptids map on Discord. Maybe I'll go through and pick out a few cryptids, and we'll do that on Friday. That's a hell of an idea. We haven't done that in a while, so we'll do that stuff soon. It's always soon. Coming soon to a show near you. Yeah. So again, if you guys like us, you know what to do. If you like the show, if you enjoy watching, listening, just leave us a review. Go to iTunes, go to Stitcher, go to YouTube, leave us a thumbs up. Most importantly, though, just tell a friend. Just tell a friend. Just tell somebody, hey, come watch. Come listen to this, right? It's not always like right down your alley, but we have such a spread of topics that eventually we're going to get something you really dig. So that's what it's all about. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Thanks, Nikki, for clearing up what a New Zealand a Muppet retrospectacle is. Now we know. and Tomas, thanks for being here. For it is the masses that are fallen. Yes, sir. Agreed. 100%, including all of us. Thanks, Elizabeth. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, everybody else. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great night. From I guess I got to finish it right. You're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. I'm your host, Michael Strange. From our Troubled Minds to yours, thanks for listening, and have a great night.